Yo, yo, can y'all hear me? Can I be heard? I think so. Just gonna wait a second or two, or minute, or two, or three, or four. Everybody who was in here, man, make sure y'all answer the poll, like the video, share it if you can. Appreciate it if y'all would share the video. That always helps me out in the algorithm. Share it. If you don't know how to like the video, double tap the screen. Appreciate everybody who coming through, checking out the show. I'm trying something new. The trying to use Restream. I got another one. I used the other one. So I'm just gonna try to use Restream for a minute and just see how it is. What I did notice is that I can't actually play like my meme clips and stuff like that. Or I just haven't figured it out yet. But I don't see a way for me to put my meme clips up here. So I mean that's the only drawback for me. I think I'll be going back to my other program because I like to use my meme clips and my sound effects and all of those things. But everybody who's here right now, I do appreciate y'all checking out the video. Like I said, if you don't know how to like the video on the vertical stream, double tap the screen. I do also have the landscape stream on my page for those of you who don't like to watch it in the vertical. Because with Restream, you can do both, and it does show both of them on my page. So I think I like that. So I wish that the other program would do the same thing. But hey, you can't have it your way every time. What's up, TTV? Lunatic. Okay. You say you canceled on you. All right. Just let me know whenever it happens. I'll come through there and check it out. But everybody who's here, I think we got a couple on the vertical side. I appreciate y'all checking it out. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. I think that'll work better for y'all. So y'all already know how Chud, man. Like I was telling people, just ignore him. He's running around calling black folks the N word and saying that they chimping out. And a lot of black people was getting on me like, why are you even covering and giving him any airtime? But if you'd have watched the show, then you would have heard me say, just ignore him. If he walked up to me, I would ignore him because then he wouldn't get no views on the stream. His stream would just go away if everybody just ignored him. But I get it. I get it that people, they want to challenge him and see what he's about. So he got into a confrontation with someone. I guess I'm still trying to understand because I think they said a bullet grazed him, even though he was the one that was shooting. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You say Chud is endangering his cameraman. Who is his cameraman? Because he always claims that he doesn't have a cameraman. He always says that it's just him. Where is that video? I had a video where he was talking about. He was like, "Man, it's just me." He was like, "It's just me." Everybody thinks that blah blah blah. Where is that video? I think this is it right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to convince you guys that I'm literally a fucking single guy with a camera. Somebody could come up and try to kill me right now. There's nothing I could do about it, but I'm protected by the Lord and I believe in his divine protection.
You heard it? He said, it's just me.
Other
I'm
than
just a
that-
single guy with a camera. He always says that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to convince you guys that I'm literally a fucking single guy with a camera. Somebody could come up and try to kill me right now. There's nothing I could do about it, but I'm protected by the Lord and I believe in his divine protection. Other than that, I'm literally a sitting duck.
See?
Shit sucks.
He said it sucked. Then he was where's a full clip of that? When he got arrested, he was talking about it. Y'all let me know if y'all like this stream or y'all just would rather for me to go back to the other one. I bet it's better though, as far as the visual quality. I'm pretty sure it is. Damn, why they only got 6 seconds of it? Okay, let's see this one.
Listen, they took me to a fucking building.
Can y'all hear that?
The jail. After they arrested me, they did not take me to the jail to book immediately. They took me to some building. Then some dude in plain clothes gets out. He's clearly a detective.
Can you hear that?
He takes me into a fucking room in the back of the building. Leaves me there for like a fucking hour. Again, handcuffed. I'm not gonna lie, he's a nice guy. He tells me, that, oh, you know, the FBI is interested.
You say holding a gun at the same time as a camera is a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, he's not a smart person. I mean, he thinks he is because he can run around and talk shit to black people, but like you say, that's not smart. Yeah, he got mace and guns and things to defend himself, but if you're the only person around, why would you even be doing this? Why would you even be walking around? Of course you got free speech. You can say certain things. You can't say anything, but you can say certain things and not get in trouble for it. But he recently he got arrested for disturbing the peace.
In talking to you. We're waiting on him. We sat there for longer. He comes in there and they sit down. He's like, okay, I'm with the terrorist, anti-terrorist organization.
You can't hear it? You say, hell no, you can't hear it?
He says, I'm from New York. And I come down here.
You say, hell no, you can't hear it? Let me see if I can find another one.
Took all my phones. Said it's evidence of the crime of me streaming me walking out disorderly.
What about that?
I don't believe that for a second. So, anyway, so I'm talking to these.
I bet that's better. No, he ain't gonna stop. He ain't gonna stop. He ain't gonna stop.
Where they were like conceding in a way, like, listen, like basically saying like, we got nothing on you, and after talking to you, we actually see, like, as humans, want to just give you this piece of advice. They're like, you know where this shit's going. This shit only escalates. And I do know this. I just have profound faith in the Lord that things might not go the worst way possible. Which is anybody getting hurt. Because I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. And they basically said, yeah, regardless on which way it goes, whether you
You say,
killed,
why would he do?
or you have to defend yourself and you end up killing someone.
They said he was disturbing the peace. Hold on. Let me show you that. He just got arrested. I mean, it wasn't much to the clip. They just said he was disturbing the peace. I don't know. I guess it's a claim of harassing people. You got me, brother. You got me.
There's two of them.
Yeah.
There's another green one just like it right here.
Yeah, they normally park right here, man.
This same one?
Hey, sir, you're under arrest.
What did I do? Okay. Can you lock it?
That's all I know. So let me go back to what he was saying about it.
There will be massive riots, and these guys are basically in charge of preventing these massive riots. Or maybe they're in charge of manufacturing them. I really don't know. The guy seemed like he was a pretty decent person. I still want to have faith in the fucking judicial system and the police and these federal agencies. I genuinely want to have faith in them. Well, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, I guess, right? I think it got to an ending point where it was like more of a personal, intimate, hey, can I just give you a piece of advice? Man to man, father to father. I don't want to see you get killed.
No, because that's what's gonna happen. I mean, yeah, you can walk around and say anything that you want to say, and you got freedom of speech, but like others have said in my comments and others have said to me, and I know this for sure, you can't, direct how people are going to respond to what you're saying. How you don't know that somebody is just waiting to see Chud the Builder? Because that one guy who was at the gas station, he was waiting to see Chud. Like, you clearly know he was waiting to see Chud. But he didn't actually act upon it like somebody else would, who was like, bro, if I see him, I'm going to do harm to him. He could be on camera. He could not be on camera. They could see him just out and about and not streaming at the time, and they might take advantage of him. He said he was by himself. He doesn't have bodyguards. He's a one-man show, which is, once again, stupid. Because if you're going to do this, you would think that these streamers like him would at least have at least 2 or 3 guys around him at all times. Maybe you never see them on camera, but they're there. So he thinks, oh, I'm a big man. I'm confident in myself, and I'm not worried about what people are going to say to me. So I'm going to go out and do this by myself, holding my phone, calling people the N-word, and seeing what their reaction is going to be. Well, you're going to FAFO at some point. You're going to FAFO at some point. Tim say he is really going to lose his mind because it's about to be fireworks season from Memorial Day to Labor Day. He bound to hear fireworks and start spraying innocent people. He probably is. If he goes to the wrong neighborhood, walking down there talking crazy, and they might start shooting bottle rockets at him or Roman candles or just throwing black cats at him, he might think that those are gunshots and start shooting at people. I could see that. You say, I don't get it. Just seems like a cowboy guy. Good luck, Rodney. What do you mean, Rodney? Who the fuck is Rodney? What do you see Rodney at on her? What do you see Rodney at on her? Oh, so you one of these. Okay, so you probably on his side and you trying to be funny and make it say, oh, I don't even understand what's the issue here. I see an issue here, but I've been telling people to ignore his dumb ass. But see, you see me as a black guy and you like, oh, I'm finna see if he's gonna chimp out. So go ahead and start putting your bullshit in there. Start saying I'm chimping out and all of these different things and hide behind your little social media. Because that's what people like you and others do. You hide behind social media trying to antagonize black people. So, they're chipping out. But the thing is, you wouldn't do it in public. See, like I said on my other stream, you are living vicariously through people like Chud the Builder. Look at Chud. Go, Chud. Go, Chud. Go. Yeah, call them monkeys. Say that they're chipping out. Call them the N-word. And you wouldn't even do it yourself. Because you know why? Because you know just as well as I know what would happen to your ass if you did that for real. So you get online and you try to be funny and slick and say little cute shit to black people. But in real life, somebody like me, I would smack the shit out of you. I treat you like one of them cartoons where when I smacked your ass, your eyeballs will be on your chin, your lips will be on your forehead, your whole face will be rearranged. So, it's cute that you saying that shit now, but you would never say that in real life. You ain't Chud the Builder. You don't got half the nuts that Chud got to do what he do. So, brother, just move along. Just move along. You don't got to be here. You don't got to be here. I'm pretty sure there's other channels and videos where you can see that they just love Chud the Builder. Just go over there. Because you got the wrong channel if you think you're just going to come over here and be cute and funny to me, Timothy. I'm not blatantly racist, but black people that say the N-word and call each other the N-word nonstop and freak out when someone else says it, those people annoy me. Look, bro, I don't like it when black people sit up here and just constantly use the N-word. See, the thing is, it would be totally different if we never used it in public and we never use it around other people. If we only use it around each other, it would be different. But when black people get out in public and call each other the N-word and then call other people who are not of the race the N-word, that's where they lose me too. Because when they call other people the N-word out that's out of the race, they give them permission to say it to us, even though they say that they're not, and you can't say it because you're not me. But you are. If it was one of those things that was just in-house, it would be totally different to me. But when you take it out of house, or it's something like, man, I never hardly ever heard black folks say the N-word. Yeah, because when we're at family gatherings or when we're at the house or when we're amongst friends, those are the times we use it. I really wouldn't have a problem with it for the simple fact that we do it as black people and other groups do it. It's certain phrases or just certain lingo or certain ways that we act that we only do amongst each other. But when you take it out of there, then you kind of open yourself up for all of these other groups and other people to start saying that shit. Say, I met plenty of cool black people. Yeah, I mean, it is cool. It's a bunch of cool black people. Say, keep going, fellow YouTuber. I appreciate it, High Gamers. I appreciate it, man. I'm just doing what I do. I trying a different little thing right here, but yeah, I'm just doing what I do. Y'all make sure y'all like the video and share the video. But yeah, to that guy, Timothy Russell, man, you can just find somewhere else to be. You ain't got to be here, bro. You ain't cute. You ain't funny. You ain't funny.
And regardless on whether I have to defend myself in a life or death situation, the ramifications of that, even if I'm exonerated in trial for something like that, the world would never be the same, and my world would never be the same. In not a good way, not a way that I'm looking forward to. I do not want nothing like that to happen. I don't want any of that to happen, bro. That's genuinely my last desire.
But yeah, recently Chud, he got. Let me make sure if I can find an article like what really happened. Let's read this article, man. It says update: man who instigated racist disputes involved in shooting outside county courthouse. 2 people were hurt in a shooting next to the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville in a confrontation involving Dalton Early, aka Chud the Builder. A man known locally for taking videos of himself using racial slurs against black people, trying to provoke a response, was involved in the shooting Wednesday afternoon outside the Montgomery County Courts Center. At about 1:15 p.m., Chud the Builder got into a confrontation in Millennium Plaza. One unnamed witness said a man punched Etherly, and another said 3 to 4 shots were fired. Damn, 3 to 4. District Attorney General Robert Nash told Clarksville now that Etherly was the one who opened fire, and Etherly appears to have shot himself in the arm in the process. so he running around here doing goofy shit like that, and then he shoots himself in the arm. Bro, I was wondering how he got shot, like, because they kept saying like a graze and shit. And then I also heard some people was like, oh, he instigated it. He went up to the guys. Yeah, he did. But in what he said was that they said something to him and he went up to him, I guess, just to talk to him or like respond to what they were saying. But they were trying to make it seem as if he should be charged for instigating the situation and he was really wrong for shooting the guy. I could kind of see that, but not really, because it's not like he said, oh, I went over there intentionally trying to see what's up. Like they said something to me and I'm like, what's up? What you trying to do? It didn't, what he said, it didn't seem like that, because they were trying to use his own words against him. It just didn't come off to me that way. It just didn't come off to me that way. But he is very stupid in what he's doing. Tim says, if Chud was doing this to the LGBT community, he would be charged with the hate crime. Man, you know it. You know it's certain things that you can't do to certain communities. LGBTQ, transgender, all of those people. If this was going on, they would be in an uproar. They would want him shut down. They would be talking to Kick and Twitch and whatever platforms he's on, saying, can we get this man taken down? We have to get his page clipped. He has to go. That's a fact that they will be doing that. That's a fact. But since it's black people, and it's entertainment to some of these folks, it's funny. It's funny. But this is why I keep telling black people, don't even give this fool life. If you see him in public, just walk away. Because he's obviously instigating folks to look at these niggers right here. Look at them. They're chimping out. Just keep walking. And I know for so many of us, it's hard to just keep walking, to be like, I'm not really worried about what you're saying, bro. You're a clown. Because in my head, that's what I would be thinking. Well, you're just a clown. You're a goofy dude. You're a goofy dude. Because you're running around here trying to say something to me, and I'm not even paying attention to you. I don't even care what you're talking about. Wow, I didn't even know I could scroll on my screen without having to go over there. I'm glad. Okay. Okay. Cool. I didn't have to actually click on the page. Okay, that's new to me. Chud content being played in court to a jury might not go well. Yeah, it probably won't go well. The only thing about it is they would have to see what laws he's violating. That's the thing. He come to Memphis, he getting blicked on gang. Oh, I already know. It's some places he probably won't even go, Leon, though. He probably won't even show up in no place like that. I'm pretty sure he ain't got enough nuts to walk down something like O Block or something. And I don't know if O Block is the same O Block that it used to be, but just certain areas, he's not going to do that. He's going to stay more in the metropolitan areas, downtown, where there's a lot of people around so he can have witnesses, things like that. He's not going to essentially walk down a predominantly black neighborhood and just sit up there and say that people are chimping out, especially if he claims that he's by himself. He ain't that stupid, okay? Let me continue reading this article. It says District Attorney General Robert Nash told Clarksville. Can y'all see that? Let me zoom in. I thought they did have a zoom in feature on here. Oh, there you go. It says District Attorney General Robert Nash told Clarksville Now that Etherly was the one who opened fire, and Etherly appears to have shot himself in the arm in the process. Responding deputies took both men into custody. Etherly was taken to Vanderbilt Clarksville Hospital by ambulance for treatment. The victim was flown by life flight helicopter to Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. He was in stable condition Wednesday afternoon. The DA's office said in a statement that it is reviewing the facts of the investigation by law enforcement to determine formal criminal charges. The courthouse was locked down when the shooting took place. Thanks to the quick actions of our courthouse deputies, this situation was likely kept from becoming much worse. Montgomery County Sheriff John Fusen said in the statement their dedication to keeping the courthouse safe was clearly demonstrated today. Who was Dalton Etherly? Chud the Builder. Etherly has been trying to get social media attention by taking video of himself using racial slurs against black people, challenging them to fight him. Less than a week ago on May 7th, Etherly posted to the Chud the Builder X account, "I will defend my life with lethal force. Do not approach me with intent to threaten bodily harm." And then series finale is Dead Chimp on the Pavement and You Monkeys Riding When I Walk Free. Stay tuned. Etherly has made clear that he uses those terms as racial slurs. In November 2025, Etherly claimed during at least one of his instigations that he was with the Clarksville Police Department. November 13th, with a statement on Facebook, CPD said, "We want to make it clear that this type of behavior is not condoned, and the individual seen in the video is not affiliated with Clarksville Police Department in any capacity. We take this matter seriously and are looking into it further. The department will be seeking legal advice to determine what type of action, if any, can be taken. We also recognize and support the rights afforded to all citizens under the United States Constitution, including the First Amendment right to free speech." Etherly was arrested on November 18, 2025 in Clarksville on a charge of harassment. That case was bound over to the grand jury on April 8th, according to court records. He was arrested in Nashville this week during a May 10th incident on charges of disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and theft of $1,000 or less, according to Davidson County court records. Elderly was supposed to make an appearance in General Sessions Court Wednesday as a defendant in a civil case being sued by Midland Credit Management Company. So I guess he may have some debts. So he gets sued by a management or a credit company. But yeah, I just think he's a fool for doing what he's doing. He's a fool for doing what he's doing. Let's see. Jason Beatrice says Roddy King Vaughn was afraid in Memphis. Facts, I've never been there, but it's facts. See? You say even King Vaughn was afraid in Memphis? They have a high crime rate down there in Memphis, bro. They have a high crime rate down there in Memphis, which is crazy to me. Anybody, let me say this, anybody who want to speak on this, I do have the link to join the show, which is pinned to the top of the chat, whether you are on vertical or live stream. All I got to do is click the link. I'll get you up here. If you got any comments or whatever you want to say about Chud the Builder, that'll be fine. Also, if you are on the vertical side of the stream and you don't know how to like the video, just double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. The people on the poll, I have a poll. It says, "Is Chud the Builder on the verge of getting deleted?" 4 people say yes, 25% say no. And I agree. I think he is on the verge of being deleted. Let me check it on the other stream as well. Let me see how many people. 15 on the vertical side say yes, 27% say no. So everybody does think, and I think we all are in agreement that yeah, at some point, if he keeps this up, he's going to get deleted. I mean, in my mind, it's just no doubt about it that he will be deleted. You keep playing stupid games, like they say, you're going to get stupid prizes. So continuing to act this way and conduct himself in this manner, going around using the N word and calling people out their name, is definitely going to get him into some trouble that he may not think that is going to happen to him. But hey, keep playing. Let's see. Stephen Bird says, yeah, fool, for sure. Tim says somebody need to tell Chud if he goes to prison, it's going to be a lot of black inmates on his bumper. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of black inmates on his bumper in prison, but he's going to have to join the Aryan Brotherhood. So that's going to be his only way of survival. But hey, if he does something stupid, then they're not gonna back him either. They're not gonna back him either. When you get behind those bars, there's certain rules and regulations that you still have to abide by. So if you just kind of keeping up a bunch of bullshit, I'm pretty sure that they ain't gonna back it. They're not like, nah, like you can't just keep some shit going on and expect us to keep getting behind you. Stephen Bird says, born and raised close to the mound, you would die, bro. These folks don't play, man. I am white and accepted after born and raised is Little Chicago, bro. Yep, he have gang. Yep, he have gang up if he lucky enough. Yeah, man, bro. Like what you saying, I already know it's true. I already know it's true. Like me, even back then, the shit that I was doing with my friends and everybody else who was in the hood with me and all the bullshit. Like, bro, you still have to have a level of just common sense to know you can't go everywhere acting any kind of way. Okay. In my city, it's a neighboring city to us, Tyler, Texas, right? And we went over every now and then we would go to this club. What was the name of that club? I can't remember the name of the club. We would every now and then we would go to that club, you know, and bring our cars and show out and have our money and have a good time in that club. But those dudes felt like it was their territory and they always had an issue with us, right? So it was one incident where we got into it with them in the club, literally in the club, and we was fighting. Man, it was mace in the air. It was bottles being broken, and we had to run out the club. Everybody went to our cars, and we drove off. I had a truck at the time. We drove to this gas station that wasn't even, man, it wasn't that far away from the store, right? And we all parked over there, and we was just kind of hanging out, which was stupid. Some of us was getting gas. Some of us was just outside of our cars talking. Because to be honest with you, we had a lot nicer cars than they did. So we used to always be scooping up their girls. It was crazy. It was one of those territorial type of things. And one time, a guy, he stood across the street, like in an open field. It was dark after the club, after that fight, and he aired that motherfucking store out. And man, when we just heard the bullets just whizzing by, everybody just ended up driving off. So from then on, I was like, I'm not going to Tyler no more. You know, like I'm just not going up there. You know, I get it. You know, we tougher than them. We prove we got better whips than them. We can get their women, but it ain't worth my life. It just ain't worth my life. So for Chud to sit up here and act like he's just gonna go anywhere and do anything to anybody and say anything that he wants, that's not reasonable. Yeah, you have the right to say what it is that you want to say to people, but you can't, you know, you can't police how they gonna respond. Because if they respond not in kind and do something that's over the top in comparison to what you did to them, then what? So if they kill you, yeah, maybe they were in the wrong, but you're still dead. So what are you really proving? I think we have just gotten to this point where, and I get it, that some white folks have, you know, felt like black people are starting to be more racist to them. And in my opinion, if you've watched my show, if you've been on my channel, I feel like a lot of black people are being more and more racist to white people. But that way ain't the way to go about it. That way is not the safe way to do it. You know, speaking out about it and saying whatever it is that you have to say about it, that's cool. But walking around calling black people the N-word, that ain't the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. That's not going to get you anywhere with anybody. That's actually going to turn a lot of people against you, even your own people, right? Let me what was the video I was trying to show y'all with Chud? We got into it. And he got let me see. They had it on the page. I'll just play it from here. Like I say, man, if anybody want to come up, y'all want to come on the show, I do have the link that's pinned to the top of the chat. Y'all can always come up here and let me know what you think. We can have a discussion. I haven't had anybody on the show in a while anyway, so.
I walked up to them because they were pointing at me. They were laughing. They were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "Y'all like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that chimp out shit to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He was still wailing on me.
Where's your weapon at?
They have everything.
Whose weapon is that right there?
I believe that's it. Is that yours?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's talking to them right now. Oh no, you guys are good. Do your thing. Okay. He has a graze. I call it a graze to the left shoulder, left arm. He has slight abrasion right here on his head. Maybe some scrapes. Lightheaded.
Like, how do you not kill him if he's that close to you, but you end up shooting yourself? I'm still trying to figure that out. I guess this is him right here. Oh, yeah, I can't see it. Oh, look. My bad. Damn. So I guess that's him during the incident or after the incident. Like I said, I just think he's an idiot for doing this because it just doesn't make sense. Like, what is he trying to prove? What is he trying to prove to everybody? That I can just walk around and saying that people are chimping out and they can't do nothing about it? And hey, guys, everybody else y'all need to come do it too. Anytime you see a black person that's not bothering anybody or who's just, going along their day, just call them a monkey. Just call them a nigger. It's cool. Just call them a nigger. Call them a monkey. Just ruin their day and get them riled up. Why would you want to do that? You know how they say every white person ain't racist? Well, every black person don't hate white folks. So why would you do that to somebody who is just going about their day? Why would you want to just be a nuisance to every black person that you come across? It just don't make sense. Jason says, finally, a racist doesn't hide behind a keyboard, but brings a fucking camera crew. Yeah, I still don't even believe the camera crew thing, though, Jason, because he said it on plenty of occasions that it's just him. He's a lone ranger. He's just out here doing his thing. It's just him holding the camera. It's always been him holding that camera. Well, obviously, it makes him feel good to do that. I guess he thinks that he's being a big man by holding a camera and calling people the N word. Let me see something. Somebody said Chud the Builder will be murdered. Let's check this out.
Side of Clarksville, Tennessee. Well, actually in Clarksville, at the Clarksville courthouse. Okay, this black guy attacks Chud the Builder. Chud the Builder. This is Chud the Builder, who was driving down the road, minding his own business one day, when excuse me, when he comes across an angry fellow driver on the
Elbow Juice. He say, we chimping out tonight? You see what I'm saying? All these people have been emboldened and empowered by what Chud the Builder is doing. But I'll say this again. They are living vicariously through him. Because they, Elbow Juice and others, won't even go out and do what Chud the Builder is doing. See, he'll root Chud the Builder on. Come on, Chud, go out there and say this and go out there and say that. And then he'll sit his fat ass behind the keyboard with his neck sweat and his towel over his shoulder and talk shit. That's what these niggas do. That's what they do. Elbows, you say, I'm a brother, bud, just joking. You better see. You better be just joking around, bro. You better be just joking around, bro. I'm finna say, because, hey, everybody in here who know me, y'all know shit. I don't play that. I'll go off. I'll go off, bro. Shit. I'll turn you into the show. I'll make the show out of you. The count say they wouldn't say it to us because they would die. Hey, they know that shit. Look, it's just like anything else. You know who to play with and you know who not to play with. Everybody know this. Whatever you doing, when you talking shit to people or when you antagonizing somebody, you know who you can do that to and you know who you can't do that to. It's just like the bullies. Remember in school, the bullies, they knew who they could talk to crazy. They knew who they could pick on, but they also knew who they couldn't pick on. And they also knew who they couldn't talk to like that. They know exactly what they be doing. It's the same game. It's the same game. It's the same game. Say it's easy to just not play with people's emotions, so whoever does can get murked. And people are crazy, man.
go lay down. Get.
What the hell? Talking to a
So
dog or something?
he's faced with all this road rage from this woman, right? So she's rolling her window down, this black woman, right? And she's yelling at him, you ever for this and that, and probably saying the N-word because they always say it constantly. Constantly, the black people say the N-word. Constant. It's in their music. They call each other that. They call the cops that. They call everybody that word. And then they say, don't you say that word. Well, hell, that's like me going around saying, don't do drugs. And then you see me walking around town with a big fat blunt in my mouth or a bowl, and the smoke is billowing up to plant.
It's not the same thing. I hate when they say that shit. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Like I say, if we were specifically using it when we was just around each other and we never used it in public and we never used it around other groups or we never called anybody else the N-word, then I could maybe accept it. But once you had so many of us who just go out in public and call everybody the N-word and just say it like it's nothing, then it's like it's you really giving it to everybody. If it was something that was just in-house where you had to actually kind of be around a group of black people to to maybe hear us say it, that would be different. But so many of us constantly go out, we'll get mad at somebody and call them the N-word. We calling white people the N-word. We calling cops the N-word. That's the only problem that I have with it. But still, why would you think that would give you an excuse to use that word too? Because it's racist terms that are known for other groups, but you don't hear other folks using those terms to them. Okay, black folks run around calling each other the N-word, nigger, I'm gonna just say it, and then it's words for Mexicans like wetbacks. You don't run if I was to go up to a Mexican and say, hey, what's up, my wetback? They get mad. But then they'll turn around and call me the N-word. What's up, my nigga? No, that don't work. With me, shit like that don't work, bro. You can't come up to me and what's up, my nigga? No. Because if I sit up here and call you a wetback, then you're gonna be mad. Because that's exactly what somebody like me will say. I'm gonna say, what's up, my wetback? And I've done it before. I've done it. And they got mad. They're like, damn, how you gonna? What you mean? You sitting up here calling me my nigga? I'm not your nigga.
Mars, right? So go lay down. Go lay down. So he calls her the N-word, right? I don't know what he wants. He's got water. I've already fed him. He just wants attention. I'm not giving it to him right now. But so that's what started all this. And then he holds this cross up, right? And then she posted this, and then this woman got him fired from his job because he's a racist. So that his job fired him. So now he doesn't have a job. He can't pay his bills. And then he tried to get another job, and now he's basically canceled in the Nashville area, this guy. So he has no way to survive. All because he said a word that all the black people say nationwide. Every single day of their life, they say this word. But they say they don't like this word. But then some of them say, well, if you don't say the R, it's okay. So basically they're saying, some of them say, well, if you don't pronounce the letter R, then it's fine. It's okay to say it as long as... So they're telling us, look, we're going to tell you how you can speak. You're not allowed to pronounce the R, but we speak differently than the black people. We speak English differently than the black people. We pronounce our R's. Okay? We're different culture, totally different. But they're trying.
So he's talking about they say the R's. I'm in Texas. What the fuck is he talking about? I've seen a ton of fucking hillbilly, backwoods ass white folks that don't pronounce words properly. And he's different. I would argue that those hillbilly, country bumpkin ass white folks are the equivalent to the niggas in our culture. That's what be pissing me off. You're not that different, bro. Damn, what was that clip of what was that actor? Here, let me find. Okay, I got his name now. This is what this always sounds like to me. I know I can find it. Damn, that was a famous clip. It ain't on her. Was it on a movie? Can't believe this ain't pulling up. I just seen the damn video. And I can't even fast forward it for whatever reason.
Black man, basis of the question.
No, for real. Like, go ahead and say it. Like, stop playing this game. You want to say it, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Damn, where was it? Okay. You know, I'm looking at these clips. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to show you. I had all of this stuff kind of lined up. What's up, Shame God? What's up, Sunny Day? My bad, y'all. Here go academics and Sneeko talking about the whole Chud the Builder situation.
Sneeko, you got to stick to like some Islam stuff and overseas, brother. Like when it comes to, you know, we're in a very interesting. While most of your streams is about what the hell Trump is doing and what the fuck is going on over Iran and them bullshit ass countries like Israel. We don't give a damn about none of them. They all could go to hell. What we care about is what's going on over here. And right now, race relations within this country is at a point that is much better than years previous. And when we see an antagonist, I think that every race should come together and say, let's get this piece of shit out of the paint quickly, that we don't go down a spiraling downward path like what happened when the BLM movement had to, you know, quote unquote, just jump out the blue. And we all seen some of the errors with that. But right now, we don't need some nigga named Chud the Builder popping up doing all the dumb shit. Let's get this nigga out the paint.
That's why I don't understand why you're. I don't understand why. In the words of Chud the Builder, they're saying you're chipping out. I'm joking, but what did I say that you're upset about? I told them to stop doing the IRL streams like that. And it's a bad idea. So why? What's the problem?
I want him to continue.
So you want something violent to happen? I don't want violence. No. I'm love speech. I don't want to see people antagonizing one another. I don't want to see hate. I don't want to see something bad happen. So I said,
yeah, but that's essentially what Chud the Builder is doing, right? Like I say, sure, he has the right of freedom of speech, but essentially what he's inviting is violence. He's essentially inviting violence. It's like when people retaliate, when somebody go to somebody's hood and shoot somebody, and then you try to call for a truce. No, it ain't no truce. Now I have to come to your hood and shoot somebody. And then we're just gonna go back and forth because you're essentially inviting violence. Like you can't do something to some people and expect for nothing not to happen. That's not reality. These are people who are not living in reality. How can you think that way? Well, it's my right. Well, okay, go for it. But if somebody takes your life, what did those rights mean? What did any of that mean to you? Because you're gone. You know, you're not on the side of the living anymore. Now what? You ain't on the side of the living, and you didn't prove a point. because you can't prove a point because you're not with us no more. Sure, they go to jail, but they go to jail and quite possibly may get out in 15 to 20 years, and you won't. You'll never get up out that grave and get back on another stream and say, look, he chimped out. He killed me. It's not going to happen.
You should probably go inside. It's going to end up bad. You can antagonize someone. Someone's going to act in a way. It's just a bad idea.
I'm not saying I want him to stop because of violence happening. I want it, based on what he's saying he's down to stand on whatever he's down to. He's been saying. I actually believe if something was going to happen to him, it would probably be a Caucasian that would probably hurt him. You know, usually when guys are spitting all of that political stuff, I don't see a lot of black people. You know what I mean? Look at Charlie Kirk. Who clapped him? Mm-hmm. Look at all these who keep trying to shoot at Trump. It's the white dude. So when he's talking about First Amendment right, and he's basically also saying, hey, he got his.
Hey, now that's true. Now that's what I do want to point out to a lot of these people who act like that. Y'all love to come at black folks with this stuff. But the people who are always attacking other white people for the most part are other white people. Y'all don't do anything to them. There's been 4 assassination attempts on Donald Trump. One of them was a black guy. The rest of them was white guys. Charlie Kirk, white dude. Oklahoma City, white dude. What was the Unabomber? What was his name? Ted Kaczynski, white dude. They never do anything to these other white folks who trespass on them. But now when black folks do something, it's all of us, and they got to come after everybody. I can't stand black people.
Second Amendment right. To me, that's political. He says he's a free speech advocate. Black people usually mind their business. Okay? If they have issues, they have issues with people that are in their vicinity over actual things that, would make sense for interpersonal issues. This guy is talking politics, and just look at the people who've been smoking the politicians.
Okay, that's very true. That white people don't get blamed.
So I think the person
that's 100% true.
Handle him would be white, but I'm not saying that he should continue that because I'm like, hey, listen.
Do you think something violent? Do you think he should be handled violently?
I think he encourages it.
But you're not answering the question.
What?
Do you think that somebody should do something violent to him?
No, but okay. I think they should meet him with the energy that he has.
That's why I'm saying that's why I told him I don't know why you're upset. I told him you should stop doing these IRL streams.
They should tell him to stop the rhetoric.
We should disarm the meanings of these words. We can't let words like that control us. Why is that the only word where people feel justified in America to act violently over? There's no other word in the English language that elicits the same reaction that word does.
So I'm not going to.
That's because they know the history of that word. They know the history of that word. Sure, we be using it to each other and we use it. Like I said, I don't even justify that. But they know the history of that word. Wow, people getting upset about that. You know the history of the N word. You're not stupid. We can't run around calling Jewish people derogatory terms because what's going to happen? They're going to get you off the internet real quick. The moment you start using a bunch of derogatory terms towards the Jewish community, you won't even have a page. So don't play that game.
Acting violent over a word.
Okay.
We can't repurpose history, right? And that word is.
But we do all the time. We do all the time. The word retard doesn't mean the same thing. The word dumb doesn't mean the same thing. Even the word nigga doesn't mean the same thing. Black people have used it colloquially, and now that's a perfect that actually the word you're talking about has been repurposed to be a term of endearment to mean anything.
Yeah.
What I'm
See, but to us, to me and another black person, I don't agree with it, but I'm just, to us, me and another black person saying it to each other. See, those who go up to, oh, my white partner and my Latin partner and my Asian, yeah, we call each other. I'm not in agreement with that. That's stupid to me. That's where other black folks lose me with that. I'm like, what? We shouldn't even be using it amongst each other. I agree with that. But when you do that, you're opening it up to so many other groups, and you giving them a pass for saying it. So essentially, the truth is, we got to just get rid of it. We got to stop using it. We're not going to do it, but the truth is that we have to stop using that word.
saying is that you can't repurpose history.
But black people did. Nigga has been repurposed. It was a word to mean slave, and now it means anything.
Steve, you're being obtuse.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, the way he's saying what he's saying,
right,
is a direct callback to slavery, brother. Like,
exactly. And look, tell me if I'm lying. Is he walking around with his camera up, waiting for white people to walk by and say, "There go my nigga. What's up, my nigga? You chimping out?" Is he doing that to white people? No, he's only doing it to black people. And it's a reason why he's doing it to black people. Because he's using it in the derogatory word, in the derogatory sense of the word. So come on, man. Like he said, he's being obtuse and disingenuous. He's definitely being obtuse and disingenuous with what he's saying. Like, come on, man. But I'm gonna keep saying this. I know I've said this too many times on this stream. Black people, stop going out saying this to other people. Stop calling everybody the N-word. Stop using it in public. Stop using it around people that don't look like you. Because you're giving them a pass when you do that. What's up, Stuart? And that's right, I agree.
If you think it's not like he's saying it meaning something else. We know what he means. So you're trying to make this point like, oh, nigga has been repurposed. Is that what he's saying? Is he like, oh, what up, my nigga? Is that what he's saying? Or is he actually saying that, hey, you're a lesser human being, and I'm using this word to remind you of that? Mm-hmm. You tell me what he's saying.
He is saying that, but it only has that meaning.
So why do we need to repurpose what he's saying?
Because we shouldn't let words control us.
It's not about words controlling us, right? So you're now talking about actions. I'm talking about the word first of all. So you're basically admitting that he's antagonizing, right, race relations by trying to bring up a time or a he's trying to treat black people as subhuman by how he's speaking to them.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're saying, okay, even if he's doing that, we should just not be violent.
No. What I'm saying is,
well, you got to admit
the violent part. We agree on the violent thing, but you could only get rage baited if you get rage baited. You could only allow this word to have that power if you agree to that frame. We should repurpose this word so that we can't be controlled by them anymore.
Yeah, but hold on. It's another clip that I want to show y'all where they was talking, and he was telling him about if he was saying something about the Muslims. But these same standards and rules didn't apply then because he didn't want to answer the question. Let me find that one. I found that very, very funny how he was like not answering that question. Oh, okay. I think this is it right here. This is it.
Do you see how you're equating this individual word that doesn't have real meaning unless you to the holy book, to the word
Every word has meaning, brother.
The word of God compared to a.
Hold on. What you say? Eric says, use socialist really sounds stupid. Your party has no platform. You're going to lose a midterm. I think I've seen this person in my chat before. You are a dumbass person. You don't even know what party I'm with. What party am I with, Eric? Since you come to my show all the time and you know who I speak for and you know what party I like, tell me what party I like. Because you've already made an assumption based on my skin color what party I'm with. And based on that, I'm talking against Chud the Builder. You've already made it up in your mind what party I'm with. So tell me by your logic, what fucking party am I with? Because you don't even know what the fuck you talking about. Talking about we're going to lose the midterms. What fucking party am I with, Eric? And if you really want to talk to me, then it's a link that's pinned to the top of the chat. Tell me what party I'm with, Eric. Don't tell me you ran. Don't tell me you dropped that little turd off and ran. Because you don't even know me. See, that's called stereotyping, fool. You made a total assumption, and you also has just made an ass out of yourself by assuming something about me that you don't even know. Because I know why you said that. It's because you think, oh, he's a black guy. He's a Democrat. Look at him talking about Chud the Builder. He's obviously a Democrat. Wrong, stupid. Wrong, stupid. You're talking to a MAGA supporting black person right here. Republican supporting black person. Fool. I always talk against shit that I don't like about black people. Everybody know that on this channel. And I'm going to talk against when white folks do some goofy shit too. I'm going to say something about that too. So, Eric, find you somewhere else to be. Because you just another dumbass that would never talk this shit or just say anything, to me or anybody else in public. You just hide behind an avatar. And yet, once again, you were just another goofball that's living through Chud. Talking about I sound really stupid. You don't even know what the fuck you talking about. I wish to God that I could just reach through this fucking computer and find out where you is and wring you by your neck. I would treat you like Homer Simpson do Bart and just fucking have you by your neck and just You remember that when he be shaking him and Bart head just be in his eyes about to pop out his head? That's how I wish I could do you. Just stupid. Carpe Diem says it's not about the word, it's about the disrespect. Disrespect on many levels will get a mouth busted open. Facts. Carpe Diem say this dude is MAGA. What you talking about? Hell, I don't even like him because he is MAGA. See? I appreciate that, Carpe Diem. Bro. You say these are your people. As soon as you don't talk the way they want to, they will turn on you. Of course, that's on both sides, though. That's what I've seen it on the Democrat side as well. You don't start talking the way they want you to talk, they start shitting on you. I've never denied that it is definitely racism out here. I think people make that assumption that I don't think it's racism. No, I think it's still racism out here, but I don't think it's to the extent that some of us claim it is. But yes, is it racism on the Republican side? Yes, it is. Will I vote Republican? Yes, I will. Will I vote MAGA or any other conservative? Yes, I will. I'm not denying that it's racism out here. I'm just what you need to get from me out of a lot of my content is that stop letting that hold you back. Stop being so consumed with racism and that everything is against you, especially as a black person. Stop being consumed with that shit, bro. That's what I keep trying to tell black people. That's why I be on us so hard, because it's like, I'm in the South. I live around white folks. I interact with white people on a daily. I drive trucks. Listen to me, y'all. I drive a truck. When I go to truck stops, if my truck breaks down on side of the road, do you know who the first person to help me is? Do you know who the first person to help me is? It's that motherfucker that people say, oh, he racist if they saw him. He'll get out the truck. What's going on, Bubba? You got a flat tire? You need me to call somebody? Or if I'm at the truck stop, look at that rig. What kind of rig you got? It's got a such and such in it. It's doing this, you doing that. What you hauling? They don't call me the N-word. They shake my hand, hold the door open for me when I go into the truck stop, and treat me like a human being. So this is what I'm telling black people. Stop being consumed with shit that I'm telling you. People have put this shit in people's minds, bro. I'm just telling y'all this. The Democrats will have you in a frenzy. You will wake up every day thinking every white person is against you. That shit ain't true. Hell, some of these white people are probably racist, but they so in fear of being called a racist that they won't even do anything because they don't want nobody to call them a racist. What's up, Hope? How you been? What's going on, Hope? I always see Hope come through every now and then. How you doing? Yep, that's right. Republicans freed the slaves. David says, I drive trucks as well, and it's the white police officer. I'm telling you, man, we gotta stop, man. I am not saying that there is no racism. That is not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you, if you feel that way, you're never gonna do anything in life. You live in America. You live in the freest country in the world. You live in the greatest country in the world. Let's take advantage of that. Me personally, I have regrets about things that I should have done previously. You know, I could have got a certain type of an education, but I was hard-headed and done things that I should have done because I'm way more intelligent than a lot of people that I know who, you know, who have done things that I'm like, bro, I could do that in my sleep. I could do that in my sleep. And I know this. So you're not a Democrat, you're purely independent?
Word about slavery where slavery doesn't exist anymore. You are equating the word of God to
let me rewind
a slur to see how do you see how you're equating this individual word that doesn't have real meaning unless you to the holy book, to the word
every word has meaning, brother.
The word of God compared to a word about slavery where slavery doesn't exist anymore. You are equating the word of God to a slur that is outdated. Those two aren't the same. And that's the whole point. And that's the whole point. You cannot have those two things be equal. The word of God is not equivalent to this individual word.
Okay, if you say word has no meaning, say fuck Allah right now.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh. No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you to say it because it should have no meaning, right? There's a fucking meaning to it, right?
Okay.
Clearly. Like you wouldn't say that, right?
Because do you not
See, I wish I was on my other program because I could play my meme or laugh anymore. I could play something because he got him. He got him. These people just want to have an excuse to say the N-word. And they want to use the excuse that, oh, y'all say it, so we can say it too. That is not what that means. That is not what that means. Just because I say it don't mean that you can say it. That is not what that means, bro. They know this. That's a disingenuous statement for these people to sit up here and act like that. Those are two different things, and y'all use it as a term of endearment. Every excuse in the world. Just like on that video where I showed you with Delroy Lindo on that show. I can't think of the name of it, but he told the dude, go ahead and say it. Say it. You want to say it, so say it. Okay, if you don't want to say it, then shut the fuck up about it.
See the point that you're making? How are you equating God?
Words have meaning, brother.
How are you equating God, disrespecting God, the Almighty, something that we have faith in, to something that only has meaning if we attribute meaning to it? God has meaning without us. This hard R word, listen, this word only has the meaning that you give to it. Allah exists without us.
What you just told me, you can't.
Yeah, and y'all give meaning to it because the way that y'all use it.
Disrespect God, okay, get it, and I agree. But you can disrespect an entire group of people, and your solution to that is that the entire group of people should just not be offended.
That word,
because you're doing both,
only has
whether you say the hardy are or you say fuck Allah.
Facts. He cooked him. I think he cooked him. Carbe DM say, I vote for the candidate, not the party, based on track record. I actively research opinions counter to my own beliefs to approach issues from all perspectives and then base my decisions on facts. I understand that, but me personally, I could never vote with the Democrats. I could never vote with the Democrats. See, honestly, the way I feel about that stance is that a lot of people play that middle of the fence crap when they're really not middle of the fence. They really are Democrats. You know what I mean? That's how I feel, because they will always act as if, if they're black or minority, then they should be a Democrat. And if the Democrats are doing things that they agree with or doing things that they like, then we should all be Democrats. But if the Republicans are doing things that they should really be voting for, but they don't really want to vote for them, they like, well, I don't like either one of them because both of them bad. They had that stance. It's both of them. When it's one side, when it's the Republicans, oh, they both bad. But when it's the Democrats that's doing something good, oh yeah, we need to be Democrats. So it's like they'll always have an excuse why they cannot be a Republican. They'll always have that excuse. It'll never stop. It'll never stop. That's why I don't like that whole middle of the fence shit. I'm kind of almost like when it's gang culture, when you need to pick a side. All of that I'm on the fence shit, I don't agree with that. You need to make up your mind where you want to be. That shit just don't fly with me, man. Just don't. Is this that same dude again? Let me see what he's talking about.
All right, so this fucking retard finally shot a black guy because he wanted to. You know what the funny thing is, though? He also shot himself because he's a fucking retard. Now, thankfully, the man he shot, as of right now, is alive. And look, I can't believe that there are fucking morons that like this dude who think that's a bad thing. Like, there are people literally in my comment section like, too bad he survived. Are you fucking retarded? Do you have any idea how lucky that motherfucker is right there? That he didn't murder somebody. Yes, I said murder, because right now, I don't know for sure, but it's looking like attempted murder. Let me explain something to you smooth-brained cunts, like I have been trying to tell you before this even fucking happened, okay? You can't provoke people with fighting words while wearing a gun and then claim self-defense when they attack you. It's in the fucking criminal code. You fucking assholes are like, yeah, fucking, well, it's just a word. Yeah, it's just a word. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Look, I don't even give a fuck if the dude he shot is a scumbag, right? I don't care if he was at fault. I said anyone who is black can now walk up to him and rock his fucking shit and get away with it. You know why? This is why. Motherfucker posted this like, I don't know, like 4 days ago. Are you fucking stupid, dude? Series finale is a dead chimp on the pavement and you monkeys rioting when I walk free. Okay, so, series finale meaning you're making a show out of provoking black people. I think the jury's gonna watch that show. Also, I'm glad the guy's not dead because I don't want to see a fucking race war or a fucking city burned down like BLM 2.0. Oh, so you're proving his point. All black people will burn down cities? The ones who are paid by George Soros do, you fucking idiot. And finally, do you notice how the headlines that are coming out about this already don't say free speech advocate defends himself from violent black person? That's because nobody fucking thinks that. The only thing he accomplished is ruining his own fucking life. Haha. What a loser.
So he said, according to him, in Tennessee, you can't walk around with a gun and be actively, I guess, provoking people and claiming self-defense. Let me see if I can Google that or something. Writer's block. Why did that pop up? Says in Tennessee, you cannot legally provoke a confrontation while armed and then claim self-defense. And if the situation escalates, Tennessee's stand your ground law does not protect the initial aggressor. A self-defense claim requires you to be free from fault, not engaged in illegal activity, and facing a reasonable fear of imminent death or serious injury. Key points regarding Tennessee self-defense laws. Provocation exception. You cannot use force in self-defense to provoke the other individual's use of unlawful force unless you abandon the encounter and clearly communicate your intent to withdraw. And that's just not what he's doing. That is not what he's doing. So that dude is right. That dude is right. You can't be the aggressor walking around with a gun claiming that people are chimps and they chimping out, calling them the end, trying to provoke them, and then try to claim self-defense because you're not what was it? What was the term? Free from fault. You're not free from fault. So if you're not free from fault, then there is no way that you can claim self-defense in Tennessee. So he's actually playing with fire. If he ends up killing someone, he could be in a lot of trouble. You say there's your term, incitement of violence. Yeah, I guess so. He could be in a lot of trouble. Say victim mentality, no. Yeah, he could be in a lot of trouble. He might be in a lot of trouble for this incident. Just waiting to see once we get all the details about it. Because from what I've been seeing and reading, we're getting like minimal details. But once they get the other guy's side of the story, they get Chud's side of the story, and then maybe some footage or something that somebody else out there seen, Chud might actually ended up getting himself a couple of years in prison. He might end up getting himself a couple of years in prison because if this state doesn't want this type of publicity, they will make an example out of you. If somebody doesn't want something going on in a state and, we already got certain types of tensions going on, or we got some political stuff and we don't need the shit that you got going on, we'll just throw your ass in jail the moment that you mess up. I think that's the situation that he could quite possibly land himself in. Duty to retreat under Tennessee law. You have no duty to retreat in a public place where you have a legal right to be. So if this other person, which obviously they had a legal right to be, says provided you are not engaged in any illegal activity and are not the aggressor. So that other person, shoot, could fall under that. Reasonable belief. You must have a reasonable, honest belief that you are in imminent danger of death or serious bodily injury, not merely a desire to engage in a fight. Proportionality. The force used must be proportional to the threat. You cannot use deadly force in response to non-deadly force. While Tennessee allows for the open or concealed carry of firearms, creating a disturbance or threatening people with a weapon is criminal behavior that invalidates a later crime of self-defense. And I've seen him doing that. I've seen him telling people, you come over here, I'm going to do such and such to you. So he's provoking them by saying what he's saying and then telling them if they approach him, what he's going to do to them. He is playing with fire. I don't know if he really understands the laws the way that he claims he does. He might want to take a look at this before he continues doing what he's doing on these IRL streams. For those of y'all who don't know what IRL is, because I just learned this is in real life. I think that's what I pulled up, in real life. So maybe if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but it's in real life. Wait until the details about him getting pumped by a trans woman with a ding dong. It's a tough week for Chud. That woman, all his business. Oh, I already seen that. I got it right here. I got that right here. Yep, I got it right here. Let me find. I'm gonna show. For context, I got to show y'all the other video where he saw her on the street. She was like, "You're not even racist." Here you go. What happened was she saw him. I guess they can't see it. Hold up. She saw him. He was doing his live stream, and she was like in a car on the side over there. And she was like, "I know you." And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And they started kind of reminiscing, and then she got out of the car. They got out of the car, and then I'll play this. You say blacks do commit 50% of the murders? Is that true? Let's see. That's nothing. All we got to do is ask Chat GPT. We'll get back to that video. It says it is correct that Black individuals accounted for roughly 51 to 54% of homicide offenders where the race was known. However, this statistic requires context regarding crime reporting. Data context. So y'all can see it. Damn, why is it? Data context. Frequently cited 1350 or 1350 seconds claim refers to reports that Black Americans make up approximately 13 to 14% of the U.S. population, yet represents about 51 to 52% of murders, arrests. Unknown offender data. These statistics only apply to cases where the offender's race is known. Intraracial crime. The vast majority of violent crime in the United States is intraracial, meaning it occurs between individuals of the same race. Yeah. Oh yeah, that stat is like, okay, look, Black people are generally around more Black people. So if you was to use, okay, look, let me see. Do white people commit their majority of crimes against white people? Yes. The majority of crimes committed by white people in the United States are against other white people. Let's just change the term from Black to Black. Yes. Which essentially is saying that whoever you're around, those are probably the people that you're going to be committing the crimes against. So you got to throw that in there as well. Carpe Diem say, no, don't just ask Chat GPT. Go to the FBI racial demographics database. That's where the real numbers are. I think I've been there before. I think it's going to say the same thing, bro, but I'm going to go. FBI racial demographics. It says table 43. Can y'all see that? Offense charged. Total arrest. White. 4,729,290. Total arrest. African Americans, 1,815,144. So Stewart. Percent distribution. White, 69.4%. Stewart. Murder and non-negligent manslaughter. White, 3,650. Black, 4,078%. Distribution 45.8 versus 51.2. Let me see. White people got, let's see. Driving under the influence, disorderly conduct, drug abuse, white, 748,874 compared to 274,670. Y'all make a bigger percentage of the drug abuse. But anyway. Brother, you need to learn how and where to research information. Man, shut your ass up. These are overly, I'm smarter than everybody ass niggas. Shut the fuck up. They get one thing right and they smarter than everybody. Oh my God. Man, shut your ass up. He'll never come on camera though. Motherfuckers like that never come on camera, but they so smart. Oh, I know this and I know that, and you need to do this and you need to do that, and I know how to do this and you don't know how to do that. Brother, you got to do better, brother. Oh my God, brother, it's just a shame, that you don't know how to look up a statistic. It's just a shame you don't know how to do that, brother. I can't believe you. Shut your ass up. Then you say, come on camera and tell me what you know. And the motherfucker get up here and be stuttering, got a lisp, don't know how to talk. Man, you don't shut your ass up. I can't stand people like that. Get one thing right and they know every goddamn thing. And man, shut the fuck up. I know some shit that you don't know. I could be like, brother, you need to learn how to do that, brother. I could take you somewhere and tell you, man, weld the bead. Make that motherfucker look pretty and you'll be all over the place. You'll be blowing holes through that motherfucker. And then I'm going to look at you and say, brother, you need to learn how to weld, brother. Fuck out of here, nigga. I just went on Chat GPT, just a little quick research, bro. I done been on that website before. Didn't I say that shit? Nigga. That ain't even what the show about. Y'all gotta stop being so goddamn goofy. Get off your high horse. Let me see something. Yeah, I always want to see something when people start talking. Let me look at something real quick. Let me check something out. Okay. He's a gun fanatic. Okay. No wonder he knows everything, because he's a gun nut. Let's look at his playlist. He got some workout videos, boxing drill videos, white hat stuff. Oh, because he's a hacker. Okay. Languages. He's a conspiracy theorist. The 13th month got deleted. Anyway, back to my video. But the chick she saw him on side the road. She remembered who he was. Did I had the other video up too? Did I get off of that shit? You see, he got me sidetracked. All right.
I don't really remember you, but you do look familiar. No, I'm Dalton. I've always been Dalton, but I am a Chud.
Right, but you're not my Dalton. You used to come to my house. I fed you.
Yeah, you were cool as shit. I remember you. I don't remember you that much, but I do remember I know you. See, we got roots. Hey, you scared me a little bit when you came up like that.
You helped me when you were following Liver King, but before you were following Liver King, you used to sell me weed. I fed you before.
It's been a long time. Well, I healed your stomach by teaching you how to eat real food.
Yes, yes. So that's
What was your
why
name again?
I'm Lana, but that's
Lana.
why I'm confused what happened to you, because you're not racist. I know that. I fed you.
But so you believe in freedom of speech?
I do.
So I should be allowed to say nigger too, right?
Right, but you
Then
also
that's the
have to
only point.
understand
That's it.
People don't have emotional intelligence. They can't.
Is that my fault?
But listen, you gotta be careful because
Hola, mi amigo.
Then she exposed him.
What's up, y'all? Lily Venus here, pretty bitch with a big dick. It's literally in my bio. I'm only bringing this up because Chud the Builder's cameraman put our conversation on Broadway on YouTube. Now millions of people know what I look like,
Okay,
fresh
you do
off
got a
work,
cameraman.
fucking great.
He don't have
but
them all the
in the
time.
caption it said that black woman
Tim.
who used to smoke mid and get raw dogged by Chud the Builder. Well, he's not lying. I already told y'all we used to smoke. He used to sell me weed. And we did raw dog a lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret that I perform prostate massages, if you will, for men. I've been doing it for a very long time now. Most of my clientele is white men. We sign NDA agreements. I talk about me pegging all the time, but I never tell you names because
All right,
discretion
Carpe
is key.
Diem.
Confidentiality is why my client list is so long. But Chud mentioned it first. I think that he said it the way he said it because the white supremacists were probably like, ew, you used to hang out with a black girl, shame on you. So he had to make it sound good. But see, here's the thing. I'm an egregore too. Lily Venus, hi. Hail the great mother. So I am all about enlightenment, controversy, occultism, witchcraft, and of course, love. So me talking about this is what my brand is about. Let's expose it, bro. So yes, pretty bitch with a big dick. I have not fucked Dalton since like 2015. He was a little chubbier then. His cheeks used to clap in such like the cutest way. Now Chud, he doesn't even have a little chubby butt no more, so I probably wouldn't fuck him again. But I'm wondering, did you bring that up because you want to spin the block? Now, when I first fucked him, he was a virgin, and I'm having a hunch that he probably hasn't been fucked since me and my ex-wife. We can start small, buddy. I got you, but you don't have to fucking cap. Like, if you're gonna say that we fucked, say the whole truth, okay? Now, with that being said, why do I peg? Because it's a hustle and it helps me get through college. I'm still in college, but now I don't have a choice. I will forever be a top because I had a surgery 3 years ago. The doctor fucked up and chopped my coochie off. You don't believe me? The link is in the fucking bio. I have been this way my whole life. My ex-girlfriends can vouch for me. I am a top. I fuck men and I fuck women with my dick. My dick is bisexual. The pussy is gay.
But the pussy
And that's
got
just that
chopped
on
off.
that. I don't know what else y'all want me to say. So I'm not going to give this any more attention. Today is Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. I'm not bringing this into next week. Stop fucking asking me where can you find Chud. He's on Broadway. The same way I found him, you can go find him too. Bye.
I mean, it's like I halfway believe that shit because what she was saying didn't make no sense. The pussy got chopped off, but the pussy is bisexual. It's like, what? What is she talking about? I think she wanted to be more of a clout chaser, you know, because she ran into Chud. She knew Chud. She saw a post that, you know, said that he was fucking her, raw dogging her. So she had to make a post, you know, to counteract that. And stir up some controversy, which possibly was true. He was probably, getting smashed by her with a dildo. But I'm like 50% believe in what she's saying. You say, is that younger him in the purple dress? I think so. I think that is him. I'm pretty sure that is him. He got on a fairy outfit. See? You see what happened when you start getting online, acting a fool? People start exposing you. Ain't that funny? These people who get online and start acting a fucking fool, the people in their real life start to expose them. They start joking about them, putting their information out there, old photos that will make you see them in a different light. You better be careful. You better be real careful when you coming online, doing shit, saying shit. Because people will expose you. See, when I came on here and I was telling people I'm a Republican and I'm MAGA, and that's true. But I also said what I used to be. I used to be a Democrat because I was black and I thought I was supposed to be Democrat. So I used to say a lot of Democratic shit that was stupid as hell that I really didn't even believe in. I was just saying that shit. And I knew I didn't believe in it. But because I was black, I felt like, oh, I'm justified. I'm right. So if anybody was to come back on, man, I remember when Rod was a Democrat, I'm be like, bro, you ain't finna expose me. You're not finna tell my audience or the people who watch me anything different. They gonna already know because I've already told them. I'm not coming on here and be like, yeah, I've been a Republican my whole life. I've been conservative my whole life. I ain't never voted for a Democrat. It's been a long time since I've been over there on that side, though. I'll tell you that. It's been a long time. But as far as, is somebody thinking that they could expose me? Nah. They would be making a fool out of themselves. And I definitely make them get on camera so I can talk bad to them. That's probably why Carpe DM got out of here. I'm cool, but I mean, that's not my nature. My nature is not to let somebody come on here and try to one up me. I don't believe in that, bro. Not on your own. I don't believe nobody should do that on your own platform. Don't let nobody one up you. If you gonna win, then win. Hell, even if you're wrong, you gotta win on this motherfucker. I'm sorry. If this my show, I'm winning. I'm winning. I don't care how you feel. I'm not a political commentator. I'm not on CNN. I'm not on MSNBC. I'm not on none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on none of that shit, bro. Oh, what's up? Hold up. I gotta get used to this. This is different. Say you got on her, but I don't know how to add it. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Hold on. All right. I think you're on there now. What's going on?
What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So how's life treating you, man?
Man, it's going good. I've been I've been taking on some extra work, but I'm still doing my content as usual, but I have been doing a lot more as far as driving. And my uncle, he has a house down here, and I usually cut his grass and stuff in the summertime. because he lives in another part of the state, but he got a house. And his neighbor just recently, she was like, "Can you do mine too?" I was like, "Fuck." But you know that money be calling. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I told her I'm gonna cut her grass too. So now I gotta do hers. So I've been doing some extra, but like I say, everything's going good, man. What about you?
Well, actually, I had bad news today, or actually, it was
Oh,
yesterday from Miss Francesca Hong. I was supposed to interview her, and I guess the Governor Evers calling the special session said that she can't do the interview. So I'm in contact with their team trying to reschedule, see if there's an open date for it, but we'll see if she reschedules or not. I'm actually launching a new show this Friday. It's called All Systems Are Failed. I put a promo on my.
Is you just rebranding your channel, or is this a new channel?
It's just a new series.
Oh, a new series. So it's on the same channel.
Yeah, same channel is going to be just
Okay.
series episodes. It's going to be all centralized systems are failed. That's what it's going to be called.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to have a bunch of other YouTubers on here. I'm in contact with a couple people. One of them's Freedom's March. Uh, I'm hoping that I can get him on, but we'll see if schedules can prevail. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I'm supposed to have somebody on my show tomorrow at about 5:30. So yeah, just let me know, man, anytime you do it. Well, I got you on my notification, so I see it. They should pop up. Um, yeah, I have been checking you out. I've been waiting. I remember you told me you was gonna be interviewing a couple of candidates, so yeah, so it just
Yeah,
didn't go through.
it's well. I sent them a promotional video so that I could actually start the because I use StreamYard, so just to get that all set up and everything. And it was like, hey, can I put this out there? I asked her campaign, can I put this out there? And her campaign manager got back with me and was like, oh yeah, I hate to do this at the last minute, but we got to cancel. I've had to move a lot of shit around, because of the special session that Evers called the session. So it's like, okay,
Damn.
no problems. Just let me know if we can reschedule. I'd love to still interview her because it's an opposing ideology. Francesca Hong is running for governor of our state, and I'm sorry, but my state, Wisconsin, and she's a Democratic socialist.
Where you at, Milwaukee?
No, I was born and raised in Milwaukee, North Side.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, from Mill Road to Juneau.
It's hold on. I don't know if you ever met Dark Kent. He come on. Well, he used to. He'll be in the chat sometime, but he lives in. I think he lives in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I think he
I
lives in
mean, it's
Milwaukee.
possible.
Mhm.
I actually spent most of my day down there today off of Third and Melvina.
Okay. So let me ask you a
Working.
question. I hate to kind of get away from the topic for a quick second, but you say you use StreamYard now. On StreamYard, can you play like those little meme clips like I was doing on the other one that I used?
Sure. I've been experimenting a lot with AI right now. It's just all dependent on how you set up your studio. If you download the clip and then you have it set up in your studio, yeah, you can play that all day. You can have all
Okay.
kinds of music. You can have all kinds of shit. Now, my StreamYard is I can have up to 1080p guests, I think. So it'll stream not in 780 or 3K or whatever the fuck, or it's 1080p, 10 guests. So I can have a panel, and I would really love to build this, right? So have libertarians, democratic socialists, Republicans, everybody on this panel, and have a discussion about where we are as far as society politically, and have everybody in the room. And a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. Everybody wants to be dominant, and it's really kind of wild to me. I've had some of the appearances that I've been on people's shows on their YouTube channel has been clipped. You know, I was talking about the Freedom of Repair Act and how John Deere screws over farmers for the freedom of repair of their farm equipment that actually costs them hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of their lifetime. So it's actually kind of crazy the
No,
perspectives that you see out here in the world.
I agree with you because I mean I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same way. Like when I'm talking to people from different sides, sometimes when they say certain things, I just it's hard for me to like. I get frustrated. I'm like, I don't agree with it, and I just want it to be my way, and that's just what it is. Like I can't even lie about that, and I do that on my show for the most part because I just, especially a Democrat, like I don't like any of their stances. It just seems like nothing that they say I can agree with. Now maybe somebody like you say I'm a libertarian or you know a little bit more right leaning, they'll have some arguments that I can agree with. But just as far as like Democrats, it's so much. It's like I just know like hell no. It's like no matter
Well,
what they say.
Rod, I got a question for you. Do you believe in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? Do you believe in that?
Like, what do you mean? Do I believe in it? Like,
Do you
do I
believe
believe in
in,
doing it?
yeah, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for
Yeah.
which it stands. You
Mm-hmm.
believe that? Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
was written by a socialist. Go look it
It was
up. It
written
was
by a
written by a
socialist.
absolutely. To say I pledge allegiance to the flag, right? And then say one nation under
Mm-hmm.
God, indivisible,
Mm-hmm.
with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now think of that in a socialist mindset of how the collective pledges allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mm-hmm.
Think of that now if you're Republican, but now think of that from the socialist mindset of which it was written.
No,
And this supposed individual was a Christian socialist. And go look him up. Francis DeWitt or whatever his fucking name is. Go look him up.
Francis
Like
DeWitt.
this is the perspective that I was going to bring to this argument because the Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong does not pledge allegiance to the flag. She actually stands there with her arms behind her back in defiance or in protest, saying, I'm not pledging allegiance. But you're a Democratic Socialist, and it was written by a socialist. Kind of funny.
I see what you're saying, but my stance on that would be like I love my country, and you hear I love this country. I don't want to be nowhere else, bro. So this like if I pledge allegiance, then that means that I'm gonna stand and fight if somebody treads on this country. Like I'm not gonna be someone who is like,
I
no, I stand with the other side. Like
but
that's just
this is
how I
the
feel.
thing. But this is the thing, Rod, is that it's not about sides. It's I studied all of this when I was wanted to do this interview, so I started looking into Democratic Socialists, and I started looking into what the programming comes from them. Okay, so you look into the Marxists, you look into the communists, you look into all of the literature that came with it. Then you look at the social programs that were instituted over the past 100 years from democratic socialist programs. Okay, you got unions, you got Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood, which also includes eugenicist programs. You have and there's actually an audio book that I couldn't get through because I was getting so pissed off driving around in my service truck. I was fucking getting furious at the ideology of which this comes from. Okay, because me personally, I am an anarchist. A lot of people haven't heard that term in the true sense of the definition. An anarchist is an individual that is a producer of their own outcomes. I am not reliant on Tom, Dick, Harry, Susan, Paul, and Pal to produce an outcome that is positive for me. Okay? I don't need a government to give me a set of rules of morality in which to operate by. Now,
But are anarchists not the types that want to just blow up the system types though?
no, that is the systematic dogma that has been placed on the word. And that's why I asked you about the Pledge of Allegiance and do you really know the origins of where it came from? See, we have to get rid of the political dogma. So if you, and I told you this on the other stream, go look at the Anti-Federalist Papers and go look at the Federalist Papers, okay? So the Federalists gave us the Union. Well, the Confederacy of the States gave us a country, okay? And every state had a state constitution, as which they were operating kind of like Europe in
But
that landmass of I have my own community guidelines of which I'm going to operate, but this is now on a state level, which is kind of like its own country, okay? But then the Confederation is completely ridiculed, right? Because we had the Civil War, right? But what was the War really about? The Confederacy or the Anti-Federalists, because I hate calling them the Confederacy because it just
well, the
the
North were
programming.
industrialist.
Hold on, the programming that goes into what we know of the Union versus the Confederacy comes from public schools. We know that the North won. Okay, but yet again, the Confederate States gave us the Bill of Rights. They don't teach us that in the fucking public schools. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yes.
I knew it, but I didn't know that.
So the Confederacy gave us the Bill of Rights. They could not institute the Constitution of the United States without the Bill of Rights. Okay, and man, dude, trust me, I went down a long rabbit hole with this after I started listening to the papers because everything I learned in public education is absolutely programming. You don't hear the name of the Anti-Federalists because the Union won. And then when you talk about how history is manipulated by the winners, right? It totally fits. And that's why I told you in the stream last time, and then I'm going to shut up. Go check out the Anti-Federalist Papers and then look at our political system and what they warned us of. And it's much easier to listen to a narrator because then you get a little bit of what those publications were really about. It is wild. And you don't hear anything about the Anti-Federalist Papers. You hear all about the Federalist Papers. Kind of funny. You hear about Thomas Jefferson and you hear about James Adams or James Madison. And it's come on now. We got to look at the entirety of the story.
But sometimes, do you think, you know how you say the origins of everything, but okay, let's say like going back to the flag, you know, you talking about that was implemented by a socialist, but
the Pledge of Allegiance wasn't written until like 18 something. Okay, so we're 100 years past the ratification of the Constitution.
But if people don't look at it in that same sense, and just because those were the origins, do we have to like go by that though? Because I'm looking at it as a team. We're a team against another team. You see what I'm saying?
Are you a community team where the community actually are producing outcomes that's beneficial to every person that is actually participating in the community, right? Or do we have an individual mindset of I'm an individual in this country to which I am now entitled to the distribution of wealth when it comes to incentive programs? Or
well, I think you have to have a little bit of both because you have to have a little bit of self-ambition and you have to live in reality to also say that, yes, we are a community and we all pay taxes because, you know, we're supposed to help each other. But essentially, everybody doesn't necessarily get the same amount of help.
Right. But yet again, we talked about fraud, waste, abuse, and corruption. So incentive programs now are, well, I can start a 501c3, say it's going to help a certain entity or a certain problem that the community abides by, but then the 1% is going to go to the actual problem. The 99% is going to go to uh, employees, my property, payroll, insurance.
Administration.
Bullshit. You're not solving the problem. But yet again, this is something that has been instructed upon through certain other entities as far as like, oh, here's a quick lick. Hey, just you can do this, man, and start a charity. And but then we see what happens. It isolates a certain group, and then we can put political dogma on them and say that you're the problem, right? And this is what the problem that I have with labels, titles, categories of humans, because we're all humans. When you get to the Constitution, when you get to the Bill of Rights, you know what it says? We're all equal under the God that we choose, because the Bill of Rights says, I have the freedom of religion no matter which is practiced. Yet again, but also in that Bill of Rights and the Constitution, I cannot impose my will or practice upon another.
Well, how do you feel? How do you feel about people or groups? Let's say like Arab culture, Muslims. You know how they don't all believe in everyone should have autonomy and freedom like we do, because they like, even the women, they want to be not all of them, but some of them want to be subjugated to their roles, and they're cool with the way that they live or their lifestyles. So how does that thinking abide to those people, especially when they come over here and want to be a part of our society?
Well, you from the hood, I'm from the hood. I know that people don't want me to say it, so I'm not. But what do you do with a bitch, right? Trying to impose their will on you, trying to do some dumb shit to you. What do you do with that bitch?
I don't need to say
it.
it.
I'm just like, I'm sorry, but that's that individual mindset of the security that I create by being who I am. I create my own security. So I don't deal with bitch it. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with that because I squash that straight off top. So it just depends on your mindset, right? And yet again, we have individuals which, right? So if you want to obey by or abide by labels, titles, and categories, you got white people, right? Oh, I'm gonna call the police. You got black people. Well, I'm gonna call the police. So you're reliant on the state to provide your security, in which their own bylaws say they're going to protect their own over you anyway. And their actual title is called police, which means policy enforcement. But do you understand what policy is versus the law? People don't understand that. That's why people got convinced with COVID vaccine mandates, COVID protocols.
So what you saying? So what you saying? We shouldn't use the police?
Why would you?
Why wouldn't you?
No, why would you? Now remember,
to protect my prop, because I'm a taxpayer citizen, to protect my property, to protect, you know.
Okay, so you have less than 5 minutes, right? What is the police response time of a call? Now categorize that call,
because
they're going to
over 5 minutes.
Okay, you got less than 60 seconds to react.
But that, you know, that's different circumstances. If somebody is walking onto my property talking about they're gonna kill me, then I'm gonna shoot back at them.
No,
but if it's like some minor incidents, I'm gonna call the police.
No. You have to understand that the mindset of having to call the police came from, it's a minor issue, right? We're going to have a mediator come in and say, oh, well, we'll solve this issue, whether it's a domestic or just a little incident with a neighbor or whatever, right? But yet again, what is the ultimate deterrent to any other human being? They don't know what I'm capable of or what I'm willing to express for the safety of everyone around me that I want to secure. So the mindset, hold on, let me
libertarian.
finish. But let
All
me
right.
finish 1 second. So if your mindset is that you don't know what the capabilities of another individual is, they could be an MMA fighter, they could have 20 pistols on them, name any scenario, right? The ultimate thing that stopped people from fucking with other people was they didn't know what they were capable of. So the deterrent is that I don't know you, man, I don't know what you're capable of. I'm just gonna leave you the fuck alone so that I don't have to worry about whether I'm gonna go home to my family tonight. And yet again, we forgot that mindset. But we want to implement it on the streets when somebody want to piss us off, right?
But see, my thing is, how many people really operate like that?
A lot.
But what is it? But where does it lead to?
But yet again, the thing is that it's a challenge to see who can one up another when you talk about a competition, right? When it comes to street shit, it's always a competition. Well, I can sell more dope than you. I can flip more rides than you. I can do this. I can do that, right? But yet again, it's, hey man, them motherfuckers really don't fuck around over there, so don't get caught slipping. You always are warned. Now, whether you heed the warning or not, that's a
That's
different
what I'm saying.
situation. But yet
See,
again,
I don't think it's enough of a deterrent for me and you to go back and forth or say, well, I'm kind of, lunatic. He got guns. I don't know if I'm if I want to engage with him like that, and then you like, well, I don't know if Rod got this, and I don't know how he's gonna enter. It's like I feel like you have to have that mediator, as you say, and those laws and those consequences to keep some people in check to actually say, you know what, I won't even tread on them, period, because or I won't even go to that store and rob this store because I could go to jail. Now, if you think that we're just gonna have vigilante justice and the owner of a store, well, no laws or cops are gonna come over there. We're just gonna let him just shoot everybody who comes in there and tries to steal. Man, then you're gonna have people going in there and being like, fuck it. Some people gonna go in there, I'm just gonna shoot the motherfucker because I already know he got a gun.
Well, people do that anyway, so I mean, it's not something that is a deterrent. I don't think that we
So
have
you
any
think if we didn't
trust.
have cops at all, we would be better off?
Well, I didn't say that, and my whole thing
No,
is
I'm
that
asking. I'm asking.
no, my whole thing is that if you understand, right, that everybody is trained to a certain degree of lethal objection, then it's just like everybody having nuclear weapons. It's mutually assured destruction. So if you want to fuck around and find out, you can, but that's a choice that you have to rationalize in your own brain. But yet again, it depends on your training also how much rationalization you can process in a short amount of time, right? We don't have people that can rationalize things anymore. They get real emotional and then they see blood red and then they react. And then all of a sudden there's consequences implemented on them and they don't know what to do. So, because now they're facing life in prison. I think there's something that's trained in an individual when they're younger. You don't have to worry about it because everybody has a mutual respect factor that I don't know what you're capable of. And we've lost that. And then we created a competition to see who could be the baddest killer out here in the streets. Now I'm going to be rewarded with clout even though I'm facing life.
I see what you're saying when it comes to that. I just
like for real, bro. Like, let's look at the situation. Like, look at King Vaughn, right? This dude supposedly got like 4 or 5 bodies on him, right?
more than that.
He beat murder charges, right? Beat him. Whether the witnesses went gone or whatever, but yet again, still celebrated as a human being out here because he came out the hood and made money and then gave it back to the hood. But then the ultimate sacrifice came through because it was short lived. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to figure out where the mentality of reality is versus the programming. Because I can program a whole bunch of people to think that money's something, but yet again, people still do the things that they do without the interchange of money, and it's shown every day on the internet. It's called charity. Now, if you really think about what is promoted in algorithms versus what is not, yet again, it's tell your vision programming, and they manipulate that shit because now they have all the actual data on what makes you tick. And that's according to like think tanks. They watch how your eyes look at the camera. They watch how the reaction of your skin tone, how much blood rushes to your head, all kinds of shit, man.
They can tell by the colors that whatever they put on the screen how you react to them.
Exactly.
That's why like certain restaurants have, what is it, yellow? It's like a key color in like fast food restaurants and stuff. Yellow and red.
Well, it's all manipulation of society because it's all through programming. Just like if you look into, like, if you go to YouTube and look up like where famous celebrities come from, like Ronald McDonald, that's actually based off of a circus clown that was a mass murderer that was around children missing. But yet again, they turned it into a fucking character that promotes fast food, which now we understand goes right to the standard of how much human meat is in the patty, right? So, I mean, it's whatever, man. People can believe what they want. I don't believe shit. And I keep as much radio frequencies and television out of my face. I read a bunch of shit. And I'm trying to figure out where we came to, as a country where back in the mid 90s when I was in high school and junior high, it was everybody was kicking it. Everybody was trying to be with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Bro, you're a little bit older than me, but racism, to me, it's gotten worse. Because it was a point where that shit was going away. That shit was going away.
I got motherfuckers in their 20s talking about, hey man, you shouldn't be saying the N-word. Like, bro, man, I got like 20 motherfuckers I can call over right now that I said the N-word to 9 million times over, smoked plenty blunts with them, did all kinds of fucking criminal activity with them. Like, bro, you don't know me. Like, and it's kind of wild that when I talk about the freedom of speech, man, I'm sorry that your ears hurt because a motherfucker like me speak how I speak and you don't understand where the fuck I'm from. And it's like I don't have to know you. You know what I'm saying? Like don't tell me who the fuck I'm supposed to be or where the fuck I come from. I know my history of what I grew up with. Like you ain't gonna change that mind in me. You know what I mean? And it's like
So how do you feel about this Chud, since you said that? How do you feel about Chud the Builder saying and using that and then claiming free speech? Because I feel like he can say it, but you probably heard my sense. I just don't. I think the folks need to ignore him and just go on about their business because he's a clown and don't give him no type of attention. But me
everybody's
personally,
looking for attention.
I don't allow people like around me who's not of my race to say that. That's how I've always been. I haven't operated like that. I really feel a certain way, even if we cool, if it's a white person, a Mexican person, whoever it is. Like I don't want them to say that to me, bro. Like where you from, and I heard me and you already had this discussion. That's cool because that's what they accept. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I just have never accepted that. But go ahead. I'm a step away. I'm listening. I just gotta give me something to drink real quick.
Well, and most people, you know what I'm saying, that they have their way about it, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, but that's why. And when I went back to my original point of the Confederation of States, like you literally come from a different country. You live in Texas. I live in Wisconsin. Those are two different countries. within a country. It's the same thing if you go to Illinois and people are proud of where they come from. You know, West Virginia, New York, wherever. Like everybody comes from a different state, that comes from a different country, that comes from a different set of rules. It is not universal across the entire land. What they're trying to do is make it so that all universal thought is the same across the entire country, which completely obliterates freedom of thought and freedom of expression. So, I mean, what's true freedom? What's toleration? Like people say that their ears burn because they hear language that they don't like. Well, I don't know what your experiences are, but yet again, I'm not going to change myself just to oblige what you like and you don't like. You know what I mean? And then if it really comes to some situation where you're really feeling a way about it, you know, we'll step outside and we'll handle that. However that gets handled, because now you're challenging a way of life, right? And it's just like if you come from a gang, you challenging my way of life. If you come from another gang, you challenging the way of life. What thought process I think of is beneficial to me. And yet again, we've lost the family dynamic. We've lost the extended family dynamic. We've lost all that to say that now I'm just this person.
This guy Holesucker says it is free speech, but that doesn't mean free of consequences.
Exactly what I just said. Just like I said, if you feeling some kind of way, you want to step outside, you know, you want to handle something, you know, you don't even want to step outside, you want to co-cock somebody. I mean, you may hit somebody, and it's good for you.
But you know, it's kind of different, you know, now that I think about it, because you saying it's like, I think if me and you was to be around each other and you know how I feel about it, then I know that you will respect that and not use that to me. That's just how I feel.
But
see, but I
yet
see,
again,
but he's the type of person that would just do it just to do it, even after he knows that I don't like that, even though we're from two different places. Like he would continue to do it just to piss me off. But if somebody like you that knows that I don't like it, you just wouldn't do it. And you would just respect it. So that's different.
well, and he's looking for a reaction, right? That gets a conversation like this started. That's exactly what he induced. So he released a video of him going up to people and just saying random ass shit to them and looking for a reaction. And I'm sure that I don't know how many views that video got. I've never even seen it before because I don't really care. Because I know in my mind that George Carlin said it best when if words hurt your feelings, man, you need to really do some deep diving on why those words hurt your feelings and why it's programmed into you that way. And it's not anything because it's not about white, black, brown. It has nothing to do with that. It comes from society. It comes from everything that keeps us competing with each other when we're supposed to cooperate with each other. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter because there's internal strife between races. There's internal strife in everything, whether it be Republican, Democrat, Libertarian. There's internal strife. You can have white, black, brown, yellow. Pick a color. Every one of them has internal strife within the race that then they get expressed out into the other races. And it's like, why don't we just cooperate with each other to get rid of the dumb shit? It ain't that hard.
I agree, but that's why I was saying early in the stream when black people when we was using that with each other, I think that's where it should have stayed. But then you start having people, you know, going outside of the culture, running across people that's not, you know, black and using it with them, or just always using the word. Now you starting to give people a reason to use it, or well, we can say it too. You like it's like you opening it up for everybody instead of it just being like if everybody knew, yeah, that's just something that they say amongst themselves, like literally, like they never say it in public. They never say it to another person. They only say it amongst themselves privately. Then I think it would be totally different. People wouldn't even say it. You know, they still wouldn't say it. But now there's so many people walk around, this nigga, man, you nigga this and nigga that and nigga this and nigga. Now it's like you giving everybody the power to say it.
But yet again, we've seen society degrade down to where everybody feels like, oh, well, I'm not a part of society unless I speak this way, right? Have you not seen that? Oh, well, if you don't talk this way, you were this, right? You talk about it all the time. Well, if you don't believe this way, then you were cool, right? It's just a way to separate you out from somebody else, right? But yet again, I don't know what freight you haul. I don't know how you interject yourself into society or contribute. And yet again, people are just saying something because they want a reaction. They want some kind of emotional response. I'll be stone cold, but I don't give a fuck. Let you say what you want. If I want to get in my feelings about it, that's a choice I'm gonna make. If I don't want to get in my feelings about it, whatever. But don't get it twisted when people, oh, well, he look kind of small, or, look at this white boy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you're going to have an interaction that you really don't want. And that's a choice that people make too. But yet again, when we talk about unfettered consequences, that's when you fuck around and find out. And there's a bunch of people that do that all the time over dumb shit. Get loud with somebody over, oh, well, whatever. And then somebody's dead because of an emotional response that's not being disciplined. There's no thought process behind that. It's just that I got to one up this motherfucker right now because woo, 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 woo. Right? How many motherfuckers?
I mean, I like just doing the whole street life thing. Yeah, I experienced that, but I can honestly say, me growing up, I was always a part of team coach. I played sports, even through high school, and now that I'm doing the trucking thing and I'm around different types of people, I've always had the ability to just be myself, and people notice that, and honestly just treat me with respect, and I never got out of line with somebody just like, I've never been that type of individual, period. I've never been the type to just like start raising my voice at somebody for no reason. If I'm working or if I'm out in public, you talk to me, cool. I talk to you, cool. I don't care what you look like.
Right. So this is a trend of sensationalism of shit people don't do normally. In normal human interaction, this is just sensationalized shit because somebody wants to get paid.
And that's what, and you heard me say that. Didn't you hear me say that? I don't know if you saw, but I was saying he's just trying to get paid. He grifting. And that's why I was telling black people I guess we was kind of making the same point. Ignore the motherfucker. And if people was to see people ignore him on the stream, then they'd be like, oh, this shit boring. Just get off of it, and he wouldn't be nothing.
Well, I look at it this way. I just tell people, man, do the same shit that people do to me, man. Just ignore the shit I put out there. Don't worry about freedom. Don't worry about, where policies are going to keep you enslaved. Don't even care about it. Just don't pay attention to it. Because that's the shit I put out. And people are like, man, you crazy as hell. It's like, why? Because the actual foundation of how our country was founded actually told you that being a free human being is not a wrong thing. I don't have to think like you. I don't have to want to be like you. I don't have to give a fuck about anything that you give a fuck about. And you know what? You cool just as long as you don't fuck with me and I don't fuck with you. That's what was forgotten. Now it's I gotta one up you just because I gotta put a reputation out there that says I'm a badder motherfucker than you. Kind of fucking strange how that operates. But yet again, I could be charitable and give you $1 if you're standing on the street corner or in front of a street light with a homeless vet sign, or I'm homeless, right? Or I'm hungry. I'll throw $1 at you and feel good about myself. But yet again, can I actually produce a crop for you to actually, really be nourished from? And that's the crazy shit about the world today, bro. People got this shit so short-minded about, let me get this next dollar, let me get this next fucking whatever, trinket. Don't give a fuck about their kids, don't give a fuck about their mama, don't give a fuck about their daddy. Oh, them motherfuckers is fucked up. Don't give a fuck about their grandmama. Man, that shit's crazy to me.
That's our society is tied to that almighty dollar. They
that's programming.
Made it, but they made it to where you can't function. I know you say it's programming, but I mean, think about it. If you was to not function without no money, you would have a hard time. I know you don't believe that, but you would, bro. You would. If you didn't have not $1, lunatic, you wouldn't make it. No, you can't. Yeah, you can. Okay. Now, if you grew up, if you was farming, see, the thing about it is, if you grew up somewhere where you grew your own crops, you wasn't around other people, all of these things, you wouldn't know no better. You would love that lifestyle. You would, but you grew up around people. You grew up with a job, making money, cashing a check, whatever it is that you did. So you can't necessarily live. You can say that, but you can't do it unless you grew up that way.
No. You have to be able to tell the motherfuckers that get paid.
Whole sucker. The link, if you want to join us, is pinned to the top of the chat. All you got to do is click on it. You don't got to. It's not a phone in thing. My bad.
The thing is that you have to be willing to deal with the consequences of human beings that are paid money and told they can implement consequences upon you. Okay? So that's the difference as far as the mindset. If the police come to my house, you know what happens? They stand on the public sidewalk and they yell my name. They know not to knock on my door. They have already been informed. You are a human being in a uniform, which is a costume to me. Okay? If you impose any kind of threat to my family, force will be used upon you, especially if you are on my private property where I did not invite you to come to my private property. The difference is that
would you harm?
Oh no, I would.
If he came to knock on your door?
Absolutely.
What? You would just fire. You would just fire upon them.
Oh, crossbow straight. They wouldn't even get a firearm. It's a bolt straight to the face.
Oh,
and trust me, 380 feet per second was something that you don't even hear coming. Okay, and you can choose whatever accessory. You can put a broadhead on it. You can use a training bolt. You can do all the special tips. Also, doesn't mean anything. Okay.
But how do you feel if it's a young guy, he's new on the force, he don't know no better. He just was told to go, respond to something.
It's not my problem of insufficiency of training. Okay? And this is another thing where people think that I'm cold-hearted and I'm I don't have any kind of like sense of decency as a human being. And it's like, I'm sorry, but you are trying to impose some kind of force upon me already by approaching my property. Now, when you think about it, what force are they trying to impose? Well, whatever litigation a group of motherfuckers got together and said that I wasn't supposed to do, according to whatever their interpretation of what motherfuckers.
Now to me, lunatic, it just seems extreme. When you could have easily said, "What's going on? Like, why are you approaching my place?" And then he would have said, "Well, we got a call that such and such is going on," and you could say, "Well, hey, look, don't come to my door. Yeah, man, I don't operate like everybody operate." You could say whatever it is that you wanted to say. I feel like that's an extreme to just straight like I'm going straight to bodily harm immediately. You approaching
Well,
that's it.
Well, there's a reason why I told you what I said earlier. They understand, okay, because of interactions that were voluntary between the two entities, myself and the police. They understand that this is my belief system. I'm sorry, but you don't approach my house unless I invite you. If you are coming here to impose your will of an ordinance, supposedly a law, right? Just remember, all laws not aligned with the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights are repugnant and therefore unlawful. You cannot tell me how to live. You can't tell me how to live.
I'm not.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying you. I'm saying this is exactly what I said. You can't tell me how to live. Any law written that is not aligned with the Constitution, and that is verbatim, is repugnant and unconstitutional. It is not a law. That's why they are called police officers, because they are policy enforcers, right? You have the freedom of, or the right. I'm sorry, it's not the freedom, it's the right to bear arms, right? So if you have the right to bear arms, every law that is written against the Second Amendment of the Constitution is repugnant and unconstitutional.
Hey, whole sucker. That I don't have a number, bro. I don't have a number to call in. All you gotta do is it should be pinned. I know I pinned it to the top of the chat. I know I did.
Yeah, for me, I had to put it in Safari. Open your channel up in Safari to get to it, because it's not
to get to it.
It's not. Yeah, it wasn't a hyperlink.
It's not like an app.
Vertical. Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh,
it wasn't a
on
hyperlink.
the vertical. It ain't a hyperlink. It's just you have to copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you got to do. Whole suck. It's not. There is no number to call in, bro. Keep talking about that number.
Yeah, this ain't one of them YouTube channels where, if you hate Trump, call in and then let's debate. Hey, if you think Trump's winning, call in and let's debate. And then you got somebody calling you a fucking retard without actually letting you speak.
It ain't Queen. What? Hold on. Matter of fact, look, I'm gonna do you a solid though. I'm gonna just do this. I can copy the link. I'm gonna put it right there.
And this ain't legal advice. This is not. I'm not telling people to do what I do. I'm just saying, look it up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you good? I know. I know.
There's your little disclaimer for your channel, though. I'm saying this ain't legal advice. Don't do what I do. The reason that I'm called the lunatic libertarian is because I am a lunatic. I'm batshit crazy about freedom, and I'm sorry, but that's actually verbatim. All laws not aligned with the Constitution are repugnant and then unconstitutional. So the only law of the land, right, is the Constitution. So when you look at state laws and all that shit, it's not really law if it goes against the Constitution and the state's Constitution, which is pretty much aligned as far as unalienable rights and everything else. But yet again, when the Federalists instituted the Constitution as the law of the land, that stated that no, we can trump state law with the federal Constitution. And yet again, this is why all policy law is operated in maritime commerce law. And if you like the Moors or sovereign citizens or people that look into that stuff, I mean, that's where they get their arguments from. And it's not wrong.
So when it comes to maritime law, so you subscribe to the way the courts is set up like maritime law?
Well, you're operating in commerce, right? Not everybody owns a CDL, but yet again, if you have a driver's license, you operate in commerce. And that's how it's written. So, I mean, it's just the arguments that are used, and they're not wrong. Just like if you're, when you get into the labeling, if you're a so if you want to look it up, Iron, what's a non-resident alien, according to the United States?
Let me
Non-resident
see.
alien.
Let's look it up. A non-resident alien is a foreign national who is not a U.S. citizen and has not passed the IRS green card or substantial presence test. They are only taxed on income from U.S. sources, generally filing Form 1040 NR, and cannot claim the standard deduction.
What's a resident alien?
Let's see. Hold on. It didn't even give me a definition. Hold on. What is it? A resident alien is a non-U.S. citizen who legally lives and works in the United States, either as a permanent resident, green card holder, or by meeting specific physical presence requirements.
Yeah, and then you have a domiciled resident. You have I mean, there's all kinds of, you have citizen, you have non-citizen alien. Look, what's a non-citizen alien? Like literally, that's what you can label yourself as. Like it's fucking crazy. All the shit that's in the law.
A non-citizen alien is any person living in the United States who is not a U.S. citizen or U.S. national.
So I mean, it goes on and on and on. When you really get into the law and how it's written, I mean, it's just all, and you have to understand Latin for the basis of how the original law of the land was written. And that's why contracts are written in Latin and all this other shit. So, but yet again, this is the rabbit hole that I went down when I was looking up Moors and you know the sovereign citizen. You know, but yet again, there's no such thing. Now look up private versus public citizen.
All right.
What is a private citizen?
A private citizen is an individual acting in their own interest without official government authority, while a public citizen usually refers to a public servant sworn to serve the public interest or contextually an advocacy organization. Private citizens focus on personal life and duties, while public servants / officials are involved in state affairs.
So I mean,
So I guess private citizens are us, and public citizens would be like politicians. Is that what I'm getting out of that?
well, I mean, but there's subcategories of subcategories, and I mean, you can look up what are all the categories that I can operate under in the United States as a human being. Like you can, like there's a fucking laundry list of ways that you can identify yourself. You know, so people that say that I operate in the private, right? They get a foreign passport and then operate in the private. You can actually get diplomatic immunity this way. It's fucking crazy. Just depends on how you use your paperwork. Do you operate off of, you know, the social security number, the birth certificate, all that shit is real. You know, there is you can have a documentation of a live birth. That's what the Amish use, and it's usually out of a Bible, which is the family lineage. A lot of Catholics used to use that all the way up until the 1960s. You'd have the family Bible passed on when the elder died.
That's what
That's
black
something
people
that's
do.
it's all forgotten. This shit's all forgotten. But what was
That's
the
how that's
purpose of
how
it?
that's how black people kept up with our lineage, because it's you can look it up, and even in my family there has been Bibles that have been passed down, and you know
Yeah.
that's why a lot of black Americans continuously say, no, these people know that we've been here since the white folks got here too, or even before, because we actually have records. And I know people with those records that have those Bibles, that have that paperwork that say, this is my cousin, this is my auntie, and it's all written down.
Well, the record of the live birth was what was kept before the birth certificate, before it was put into a government institution. Okay? And that's my only real point of that, is to state that the government wasn't involved in all of this less than 90, 100 years ago. We have been programmed to think that the government should be involved in all of this. And this is a problem.
I think there is too much government involved. I agree with you on that, but I think that the human nature, I just feel like we have to have some, because people would, I like, okay, you could operate in that sense with no problem, right? But it's so many other people that could not. They would just lose their mind to do. They would just be killing people, taking property, doing whatever they wanted. They would just go nuts, bro. And you know this, and just the human nature. I feel like we have to have something that puts a restraints on that. And I know that some people, like you, probably don't like that, but I just think that we do, because everybody don't operate like you. Everybody don't have that sense of, you know what, I'm not gonna go to the extreme with it. Because others, they're
Well,
gonna go to the extreme with it.
what's the extreme in today's sense, though, Rod? We have
Man, I'm talking
politicians
about
that,
people that's gonna take over groups of folks. They're gonna try to enslave people. It's gonna be all kind of foolishness going on.
but we have that operating even with all these systems in place. We have slavery, we have human trafficking, we have people that are in our governments that eat babies literally. Like, this shit is fucking out of control.
But I
What are
mean,
the
it's
citizens
it's
doing?
kind of, but Louis, it's kind of underground. Like, we know it, but it's under. Man, I'm talking about, you're gonna have your next door neighbor. You know he gonna be over there eating babies. You know he gonna have some niggas outside tearing their ass up, strung up on trees. Like, you know it's gonna be people that's like that, bro. You know
But
it.
the original setup of gangs, right, street gangs, was to be able to police our own communities without worrying about the government coming in with their gang themselves and treating our people badly. So I don't really know where the conflation comes in, or where the manipulation came into, where we have to abide by these systems because they're here for our security. I absolutely know they're not here for our security. Uh, to operate in the military, you understand that you're operating to promote foreign policy that promotes the same perpetual problem. If you sign up for the military in today's day and age, knowing exactly the operations that's going on, I got to question where the programming comes from. You know, to be patriotic, right? In 9/11, and then to see 20 years, 22 years later, more people die from out of service incidents than in service incidents is wild. To have the secretary of the VA, General Shinseki, say back in 2009 that there would never be another homeless veteran, and then the numbers skyrocket because of the interventions proposed by the U.S. government. So I don't know if anybody's actually read the protocols that were written after 9/11 with the Bush administration, but go look them up about veteran reintegration into society. I actually did when I was living at the VA. out in Milwaukee at the domiciliary 123. So, I mean, I was on the library floor reading all the protocols written by the government to say of how I'm supposed to be integrated because I'm in these classes, right, or these trainings trying to get reintegrated into society, and you're in a relationships class ran by a psychologist saying that, oh yeah, little white lies are okay, but honesty, true cold-hearted honesty, is the wrong thing, and most motherfuckers like being lied to, and that's what's programmed into us. So when I started seeing how they were trying to manipulate veterans to reintegrate them into society, I started looking into why they were doing it. And then I saw the protocols that were introduced from the Bush administration. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's exactly why this is happening. And that's why they'll use your VA medical record against you if you want to go and get any kind of assistance. If you're 100% disabled, why do you have a review every 6 months? We're going to see if that medication's helping you. We're going to see if the cognitive therapy is helping you. But yet again, we have VAs that are giving Marines, and this is already 17 years ago now. 10 times the maximum prescription for a certain drug. 10 times. We've seen Marines that have been executed by law enforcement that were in an induced state from combat and seen, I don't know, 700-800 fucking rounds fired into their bodies because the police are afraid of one individual. But yet again, these are security systems that I'm supposed to believe in when I have a small domestic issue or with a neighbor that I'm supposed to call and say, hey, but yet again, their interpretation of it is that everybody is the enemy and I need to protect my brother in uniform. So yet again, I don't have any trust in any of these systems. I say they're all failed because they are failed. And everybody's protecting their bottom dollar because the monetary system works perfectly to control the population into doing whatever they need to do to make sure that they keep getting that bottom dollar. So the person that stops somebody from stealing, well, you don't know the circumstances of that individual. And there is an abundance of food that is thrown away every single day in this country. And the homeless can't have it because laws have been written to say, well, they'll sue us for if they get sick. Well, why don't you just donate it? It's an overabundance. You can get rid of that food perfectly legally, but you're not making a profit. So you'd rather throw it away. So yet again, like I said, all these systems are failed, but yet again, we'll pour billions into food programs that give people shitty chemical concoctions that are sold as food because, Philip Morris and Kraft say it's okay. Been down too many rabbit holes, Roddy. I mean, I've been down a shit ton.
Yeah, I already know. I already know. What's up, hole sucker? I
What's
ain't
up,
gonna
whole
be on here
sucker?
much longer, hole
I
sucker,
just,
man.
I don't know. This guy's he's running down a rabbit hole, and I mean, some of it's good, but I don't know. Yeah,
What
a
don't you
lot of
know about?
it's. What do I know about? I know about a lot of physics, and I mean, a lot of the shit you're saying is kind of up in the air, man. I don't know.
Well, what did I say
I don't
about?
really like what you're peddling.
Well, what did I say about physics? I didn't. I don't think I really touched on the subject of physics.
Well, you're talking about like how these like I don't know.
Is he muted? Did he lose
I don't
connection?
know. I don't know. Maybe his connection got bad. You still there, hole sucker?
Yeah.
So you just don't really agree with what
Yeah, I
he's
don't know. I
saying or
mean,
what?
he some of the stuff he is saying is legit, but I mean, I would love to be a part of the whole conversation. I mean, I was kind of here and there, kind of fixing
Right.
stuff during the thing. Yeah, I didn't really hear it. I mean, what I really didn't like was the
Well, what part? Okay, go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry. He get cut off again.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
know.
whole suck. I'm sorry. I cut him off when he was saying something.
Oh shit. Oh, sorry. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, the fixing stuff. I mean, that was like such another thing, but I mean, I kind of joined you guys. We're talking about Chud the Builder and his views on the like freedom of
Free
speech issue.
freedom of speech. What are
Yeah.
your
What
thoughts
is?
on that?
Yeah.
No,
Do you think freedom of speech should be absolute?
um I kind of do. I really kind of do. I come from a world of comedy. Um, you know, people joke on, issues they have, depression, diabetes, um,
Pretty much anything
pretty much
doesn't matter,
anything.
right?
And yeah, and you can say the most vile stuff to get a joke out of people, and out of the same birth, you can say really vile stuff to get a rise out of people. And I feel like that is I don't know, you're making it more of like I don't know, like everybody should. I mean, obviously everybody should hate this dude because of what he says, but I don't know. It just seems like you're kind of putting him in a little corner where it's like he couldn't really say what he could say, you know.
Well, I
And
mean,
coming from the comedy world, I feel like you should be able to say whatever you want, you know.
well, I said he
Even
can say
though
whatever he
is
wants.
even though it's completely vile and whatever. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, you can say stuff, but there is consequences. You know what I mean? That I do believe in freedom of speech in that way.
Hmm.
So
Well,
yeah,
and my point was is that I don't care what he says. I'm not giving it any attention either way. I just don't care. He's looking for clicks. He's looking for views so that he can
yeah.
get paid
Well,
through the
yeah.
algorithm, through advertisers that want to sell you something. But I'm not going to tell my vision through the internet what it should think.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
I
do you
mean,
believe that visual programming happens through media sources?
um, visual programming. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, visual programming comes through media sources.
Like programming to people's minds.
Well, sure. I mean, that's what advertising is. It's to program you to want
I mean, it can
a
have some sort of
product.
role, but I think life experiences have uh, a more detrimental effect on the mind than uh, entertainment.
Okay.
I think you
Well, I
I
can.
agree
mean,
with that.
I think you can go and. I mean, you can play a video game. You can blow people up. You know, you can kill somebody for activating for some sort of gay rights, black rights. You know, you can do all that in a video game, but all of that it doesn't equate to real life. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what social media is. It's not real life.
well, I'm not even talking about social media. I'm talking about all media. I'm talking about
Well,
how
I mean,
many.
all media. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Well,
All media is
I
not real
was.
life.
Well, I was just going to ask you how many uh, jingles can you say off the top of your head? Now, if I started singing Almond's Joy's jingle, Almond Joy's got nuts. Would you
Yeah.
believe? Would you be able to say that? Would you be able to say the Coca-Cola theme? Would you be able to say the
Well, I mean,
Mariah Carey Christmas song?
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
this is what I'm talking about as far as the programming isn't just through the visual. It comes through the visual cortex, but it's also through
yes,
your
yes,
hearing and all your other senses.
and
It
visual,
happens
yes,
through It happens through media. So you would
yeah.
agree that programming. Well, that's why I don't pay attention to any of this. I'm not going to tell my vision their programming.
Well, of course, but I'm not gonna go and pet what is that? I'm not gonna go and pet God damn it.
Tiger.
Yeah, a tiger, a polar bear. I'm not gonna go pet a polar bear because it's on the front of a Coke can, it's gonna fucking rip my heart. You can't that's when we get into the intelligence of people. It's like most
Mm-hmm.
people aren't gonna believe what people put out. I mean, most people do, unfortunately, but I mean that's where we get into debates with people like I mean you and me. That's why we're here now, because we don't really, you know,
Well, we don't buy into the programming, but you have to understand that there is a facet of
there is a
society
certain
that
percentage that buys into it. Yes, but
But see, I think that goes back to what he was talking about. That's when your level of intelligence comes in.
yes,
Like when you understand, like this is just a game, or this is just a polar bear on a can. This is not how polar bears really are when you see them on a Coca-Cola commercial.
yeah, it's like how most people are. Yeah, I get it.
well, history doesn't come from movies. How many people do you know that will quote something from a movie and call it history
And
now?
history often isn't it isn't what's written. You know what I mean?
Well, it's his story.
It's written by the
Yeah,
winners of whatever
yeah,
Well,
happened.
and in Holzberger, I brought it up at the beginning when I talked about the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. Okay, so the Union won. The Confederation of States failed. Now we have a federal government. But yet again, the Confederacy is the one that gave us the Bill of Rights, not the Constitution. The Constitution was written by the Federalists. The Bill of Rights was written by the Confederates. So, or the Anti-Federalists. So the conflation of history is not correct as well, as far as what is happening in today's society when people have political arguments.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. This is the first time I've ever called into a show and debated somebody. So
No, it's all good, man.
Don't feel
Everybody
bad,
has
but I
different.
mean, that's how it is when you call into this stuff. Trust me. Look, when I used to come on
look,
here
yeah,
and sit
hey,
up
I
here
was
and
gonna
talk
hang up, but
to
I wanted to talk to
nobody,
this
that
guy.
shit is weird.
Okay, all right. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm pretty fucked up. I didn't really understand what he was saying, but you guys are talking about science, and I'm a big science guy, but goddamn,
Well, physics is cool, especially when you're talking welding or electrical current or anything like that. So yeah, physics is cool.
all right. Well, I'm
I
not
like
ending it
torque.
here. I'm not ending it here. We're still we're still locking horns here. No, but yeah, man. I don't know. I just wanted to fucking call and give my 2 cents. You know what I mean?
It's
Or
all
join
good.
in.
It's all good,
I don't
man.
listen. Don't kick me out of here. What do you got? What else you guys talking about? Let
I
me
don't.
let me join in.
That's all
What's
we
the
was
next
talking about.
subject?
I was actually about to go. I mean, I don't know if you is this your first time coming on my channel?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how long you'll be here, but I mean, I talk about I'm a black guy. I'm a black conservative, so I mean,
No, I'm
if you was to talk to
a
other black people, then you would
no,
probably think that I hate black folks.
I'm a brown guy who's more towards the left. I'm in the left middle. I do not
Oh
like what's
Lord.
going on. I understand, but I don't know. I don't know.
You'll probably come over here if you ever catch me on a live or you see a video. You'll probably say, "Fuck this fucking guy."
You think so?
It's time to. You'll
Nah,
probably.
fuck that.
I'm
I'm gonna
finna
call it.
unsubscribe.
You gotta send me the link. I'm gonna fucking call it. I'm gonna call it again.
Hey Rod,
Okay,
look at
we
this homemade bread my wife made.
that shit look good. Is that cheese or something on the top?
All
What
right,
is
is that
that?
Rob? Rob, you getting off?
Oh, in a few minutes I am. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I gotta eat, brothers.
I've been on her 3 hours. Okay. All right,
Yeah, I
lunatic.
see that. All right, man. See ya.
Yeah, I've been on her 3 hours.
All right,
But man,
Rob.
look,
Fuck that
bro.
guy.
Look, bro. Yeah, I mean, anytime,
No, I'm just playing. No,
if because I don't hardly ever put the link up. Every
no,
now and then I'll put the
no.
link up.
I wanted to talk to him about that shit, and then he was talking about something else, dude. I told you, man, I'm fucking. I had a couple drinks, and he was talking about something about science, and I really wanted to get him, but then I remember you guys were talking about the Chud the Billy situation. I mean, I totally agree with you guys about how that dude he is a complete fucking idiot. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I mean. Like consequences, like you know, I'm surprised. I'm so surprised nobody's done anything other than steal his hat or whatever the fuck that was.
Well, he
But
to me, like I said, he's playing with fire. Like it's we
yeah,
got free
yeah,
speech.
that's
You
what
can
I'm
say
saying.
whatever it is you want. I don't disagree with that. But like you said, I think that was you in the comments. Say you're not free of the consequences. Like if somebody
Yeah,
was to
yeah,
say,
exactly.
"I'm gonna end your fucking life," you don't get to magically reappear and be like, "Yeah, motherfucker, you chimped out. Look, you killed me."
Yeah.
No, you're dead. That's it.
Yeah.
You
No,
don't come
I
back.
mean, it's not just like black people. I mean, if you did that to Asian people, Mexicans, if you did that to Mexican people, like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there is consequences to this stuff. Like, people do not take that stuff lightly. I mean, I know, like what I was saying earlier, like, there is freedom of speech and all that shit, but it's just like, damn, dude. That's that's crazy to be saying all that shit and to think
Right.
nothing will happen.
Because like this is another point that I brought up. It's not like he's holding up the camera and walking past white people and saying, "Oh, look at them, they're chimping out. Look at these niggers." He only doing this shit to black people, so he's obviously
Yeah.
using it in a derogatory way. You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying. I was just like, I mean, that's how he gets paid. That's why me and you are talking about him now. So it's just like
Right.
that's actually crazy to actually, I don't know. I'm surprised he's not dead, to be honest. Like that's
It's a matter of time. If he keeps doing that shit, because you got to know now that people are so
yeah.
crazy in our society that you're going to have at least one
Yeah.
radical person who is going to be actively looking for him. Like if I run
Yeah.
across him, then I'm going to do something to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a God fearing man. I don't wish death on anybody, but yeah, it's definitely not okay, man.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Hey, like I said, I'm about to get off of here, bro. I appreciate you coming through. Like I
Oh
say,
hell
look,
yeah, dude.
you
No,
might
I'm
come
about to
back
tune in. I'm about
and
to
you
tune in
might be like,
again. Hell
fuck
yeah.
this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? For real, like straight up, I'm serious. You might be like, man, fuck him. Cause if you ever come
No,
on
not
here and catch me on a live, I be talking
no. That
crazy,
was
bro.
dope. No, I want to fucking. I forgot what that guy, dude. The science, dude. I can't. I want to debate that motherfucker. Somebody about
Lunatic
something.
libertarian.
Yeah.
He got it. He got his own YouTube channel. All you got to do, I mean, is lunatic
No,
libertarian on YouTube.
I was just playing some shit on my PC, and my PC was acting up, and I was kind of just scrolling through, and I saw you guys talking about this stuff, and I got really engaged, so I wanted to
Okay.
fucking call in or whatever.
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah,
he's like, if I ever throw the link up, he'll pop up here. So
no, hell
yeah.
yeah, I'm a big fan now, man. You let me
All
on.
right, bro.
All right, bro.
All right,
Hey,
man. Appreciate you.
God bless you.
You too. Well, man, look, that was pretty good. We was talking about Chud the Builder, and we kind of got into some other stuff. What usually happens if I ever throw that link up, it's gonna go into another direction, man. That's just how it is over here. Everybody who came through, I appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all like the video. Once again, if you did watch it in the vertical stream and you don't know how to like the video, just simply double tap the screen and that'll give the video a like. Also, go back and check some of my other content on my page as far as uploaded videos, shorts, and whatever. I got to start making some more shorts. But I do drop videos every day. So y'all make sure y'all check those out. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. And when you do, turn on the notification bell. And as always, I catch y'all next time. Peace.